Fox, it's a delicious popsicle. I'm almost done with it. Problem is, I wanted a popsicle so bad before we started. I just started it too late. Anyways, the show is not starting too late. It's starting right on time. Foxy's got a ton of NBA bets. We got college basketball bets. We got no NHL. I mean, if we want to do the Four Nations, that's fine. We can talk about that. We can talk about a whole bunch of stuff tonight. But Foxy, how are we, dude? We're on a lot, just like normal. We got a game starting up in less than 10 minutes with the Knicks at the Pacers. How are you, pal?
Yeah, we're doing well. We've got a lot of stuff on the Toronto game that people can get into still. Mugbo's off to a nice start. He's got 4 points already. Abaji, 9.5 points. I like Jacoby Walter. He's hit that at 4 of the last 5. I like his chances to get 10 again today. Justin Edwards to get 8 points. We're on Tyrese Maxey. So we've got a couple things on the other game that people could still get on if they want. We got the Knicks in Indiana. Right off the bat, I think the Knicks are going to win this. I don't. Indiana's kind of been in a free fall lately. Definitely hasn't been playing very good basketball lately. Knicks are going to have their full complement. Miles Turner's not going to go for the Knicks. Thomas Bryant will start instead of that. It just hasn't really gone well for the Knicks this year. The Pacers this year. They still haven't figured out that you one day must actually play defense. So the one thing we're going to go is something we've gone on for a couple times, and I kind of just like the matchup because I think we'll get the pace that works better. We're going to go back to Josh Hart double-double. And we got that at -10.
Okay.
And hold on. I'm actually trying to place it as
You're trying to hit it right now. Okay. Yeah. Very good. So Josh Hart, double-double. Every time we do this show and the Knicks are playing, which is just about every week, we're always on it. So I'll go find that one too. Recorded double-double. Ooh, -130 at Rivers, but you're saying it's a minus.
It's -110 at FanDuel.
Beautiful. That's all we need then.
I just need FanDuel to actually come back up. It's actually coming down right now.
All right, the recorded double-double, Josh Hart, -10. Bets in. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what else are we looking at in that game while you're waiting for that to pop up?
Well, I mean, it was kind of figuring out what's there. Mikal Bridges is so up and down. He's a hard person to kind of to bet with back and forth. But again, you're playing the Pacers again, which we haven't really talked about. Again, anytime of them being committed to playing defense. So when that basically happens, they generally do give up corner threes, but I don't like the number that I'm getting on that, so that's not going to happen. Trying to look at the one play I probably was going to play because the one guy who's been playing one of the best is Benedict Mather. The problem is Benedict Mather, for whatever reason, is not going to start tonight. They're going to bring him off the bench, so we might have to look at that live. Let me look at there. We're going to go back to our consistent play that we continue to play. It didn't work for the Knicks, but I feel that it'll bounce back pretty well tonight. We're going to go TJ McConnell over 3.5 assists.
Okay. And you can find that. And again, I mean, FanDuel's kind of the fallback on this when you can't find a bet. They always seem to have a good line. So over 3.5 assists is -106.
Yeah, I got -105 right now. So I'm going to be able to stay with that and be pretty good.
Over 3.5 assists, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then other than that, I did the Knicks -2.
You took the Knicks -2. Okay. I'll put that in there also. I mean, my thing is just, and I didn't want to worry about it with college basketball, but in the NBA, I just rarely, if ever, am going to bet a pre-flop number. I feel like 90% of the time you can find a better number in game, but I also understand why you would do that. Just to
if you want to stare at this number at -2, I agree with that when it's more than a bucket.
Yeah.
When it's a little less than a bucket, I feel pretty confident. I do kind of think I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks really run away with this game. Okay. It's just the Pacers just haven't really been there. I mean, Halliburton has not. all intents and purposes, looks like he's regressed. I don't know if it's injuries. I don't know if it's desire. He does. You're talking about a guy who's getting double doubles and triple doubles his rookie year and his second year, and then he comes in and he doesn't get that many assists anymore, and he's not anywhere near the same player that he was when he first came in the league. Now, maybe that's the Pacers attempting to try to play defense, but I just don't think the pieces really mesh well. I don't think him and Nemhard are a good backcourt duo. I don't think they really complement each other in any way, shape, or form. One wants to play defense, the other wants to push the ball. So we'll take a look and we'll see some of the things live. I mean, one of the things kind of we are looking at, Obi Toppin's been one of the guys who have been playing really well, but some of those numbers have come from him getting spot starts. So hold on 1 second. I'm being asked about something.
Yeah, take your time, buddy. There is an actual Fox talking right now. It's amazing. Anyways, Maddie's in here. Where's Mel? There's no NHL really tonight, Maddie. They got the Four Nations. So I think what is it? Canada. Gosh, who the hell is Canada playing? Sweden or something? Who the hell's in it?
It is playing Sweden. We're going to play Four Nations, and I'm going to flat out tell you, I think the books are 100% wrong on this.
Whoa!
And I've done something that's different because I don't the books think this is going to be hard fought, tight, contested games that teams are going to give their all. These guys are in the middle of an NHL season with the playoffs right around the corner. To me, I think this is going to look more like an NBA All-Star game, but basically from the hockey perspective than anything else. I really think 5.5 in every single game, and I'll put my money where my mouth is because I've already taken it in every game, over 5.5 in every single game.
Now that's quite the assumption, my friend. Now you're playing for your country, okay? So
there's a difference. So you're playing for your country in a made-up tournament. This is not the Olympics. This is not the Olympics. This is not the World Cup. That's before the season. And you're sitting there playing all these other countries. You are playing a 4-person, essentially preseason, whatever bragging fest. From conversations and talks of different guys are not going to go laying on the ice to block a shot. That's not going to happen. I think guys are more going to be playing patty cake on there. I don't think hard checking is going to be in this game. I think teams are going to pass this around, and it's going to be more of a skills competition.
Patty cake, he says. Patty cake? So that's tomorrow night. We got Canada.
I think it's going to be more of an – I just really think this game is going to be there. I think there's a couple guys that you can kind of take looking at some of the lines that are going to have. Mark Stone's probably a guy to probably bet most games. He's going to be on there with Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby on that line. So, and the books have 100% forgot about him. So you can generally get pretty good numbers on his points numbers. But I really think you're going to see a massive update, just like they had to do with Unrivaled, where they were like, oh, we're going to give out prop bets. And I have a feeling they're going to pull those quickly because I think these games are going to be more like 6-7 goals consistently in every single game.
So they already moved the line to 6 at some places, heavily juiced at other places at 5.5. So, they're already on it.
The first game I had to take a -140, and then it took -110s on all 3 other games.
God, I mean, you just bet all of them. I'll let you put it in the chat tomorrow when you're ready to throw it in there. But, I wonder if we'll get any promos out of this. Like if any of the books and be like, hey, Four Nations, it's amazing. Let's go bet this. I don't know what the answer to that question is, but I don't know, man. I'm not so sure. Onyx is in the house. Onyx, did you get your free 1-month subscription since you won it the other night during the Super Bowl? I hope you did, buddy. Onyx is actually on a top and bet over 1.5 threes plus 164. And you were talking about him a little bit, talking about Obi Toppin. But
the one you got to look at Obi Toppin, yes, he's attempting some threes there, but he's not accepting a huge volume. So you got to really think he's going to have to be on his game there. He's hit it twice in his last 6 games. The Knicks, the one thing you could say, they still haven't they've been one of the worst field goal defenses. They're a little bit improved from one last year. Last year, they were dead last, so there was only one way to go. So, I mean, it's not a bad look. He is coming off the Lakers where he hit 3. The difference in that game is he started at center. So he's not starting this time. His minutes are going to be down. So he's going to have to shoot really well to hit 2 threes. So, but I'll be rooting for you.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Maddie's here. Look, pricing. Nuke the playoffs still alive, I think, is the code. Get Maddie's MLB futures. He's got a little Judge Ohtani preseason MLB future parlay that I liked. Last year is up about 35 units, $100 better, won $3,500 with them. Beautiful. Beautiful. You didn't even know that you won a free month subscription, Onyx. I mean, you're begging for one. You get it, and he doesn't say anything. You must have had something else to do. Maddie wants to know slam dunk odds. I think McClung's like minus 2.25 everywhere at this point.
I don't think McClung wins.
You don't think McClung wins? Why?
No. I kind of feel that we've kind of seen what he does. I mean, it's very difficult to continue to win that competition because guys have a preconceived notion before you step on the floor, especially the judges. So I definitely think it'll be somebody else.
All right. So my first 2 overs are in. Up the unit size just a little bit. Over 5.5 Finland, USA. Over 5.5 Sweden, Canada. And I'll worry about the rest of them as it comes. You're actually getting plus money over 5.5 at Sweden, Finland. And then Canada, USA over 5.5 minus 135. That's probably going to move unless we just don't have that much scoring early in the first couple of games, and then that'll adjust. Honestly, I mean, I don't think it's going to be an amazing tournament. I also don't mind it. So whatever. Had to leave work to shovel. Is it too late for me to come on the show? You want to talk some baseball tonight? Yeah. Well, I might get him on. I might get Spader on, the ace of Spader. I love Ryan Spader. Tremendous baseball mind. We do have a couple NBA games that are already underway. Yeah, Ed McClung being in it is ridiculous. Yeah, but that's how the NBA now gets ratings for the slam dunk contest. You get just some rando white guy, and he goes out and he wins. I mean, it's almost, I hate to say it, it's like a freak show. You know, this kid is jumping higher than anybody else out there. He's the best slam dunker in the world, at least at the professional level. Maybe somebody at Rucker can go out there and play, but that's what it is with McClung. It's something that we haven't seen. So there you go.
If you're going to do that, why not just basically sign a 10-year contract with Jordan Kilgannon?
With who?
Kilgannon.
Oh,
Jordan Kilgannon.
Okay.
Jordan Kilgannon has won dunk contest after dunk contest. He's on YouTube. He's on there. They brought him on as jokes when they've had the guy dress up as an old man and compete in a contest.
Oh, okay.
What he does is 100 times better than Matt McClung. It's
cool.
Not even close.
Let's do it.
But if you're going to do that, then sign him to a 10-day contract and just let him go out there and go crazy. But yeah. Isaiah Rivera is another guy who's definitely competing in different contests. But I would just say I agree with Matt. If you're going to make a bet, I would take Bucelis. That's what I think. 7-1. I think he's the guy that ends up. Bucelis is either going to be that guy who tries that amazing, crazy dunk and misses it 3 times and he's out of the competition, or he's going to win the whole thing.
So McClung minus 210, Andre Jackson Jr. 5-1, Bucelis 7-1, Stephon Castle 8-1.
Yeah, I'm probably going to give Bucelis as an actual play in the chat. I just haven't done it yet.
But we're a little ways away from the All-Star break, right?
It's this weekend.
5 days.
This weekend.
Yeah,
it's Friday.
It's 5 days, 4 days from now. Wow. And then how long of a break do we have in the NBA this week? We're going to have games next week on Tuesday or no?
Yeah. Well,
they come back on
they come back on Wednesday.
So Sunday. So next Tuesday, maybe we don't do a show and we'll figure something else out.
All NCAA basketball.
All NCAA basketball and NHL still won't be going on, will it? They're taking like a month out for this tournament.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. That's the thing. when I come back. And when you come back Wednesday, it's not like it's a massive card. Next Wednesday, it's the Lakers and Charlotte.
That's it.
That's it.
Next week is going to be hell for the NBA.
Yes. So okay. Thursday's a better show. We'll have a full ride there. We'll have a full ride Friday. So
can I just say something? I don't know if you saw this. It's trending on Twitter here. Pat Mahomes Sr. versus John Rocker. They're both apparently tanked. If you're a baseball guy and you know what's going on, Pat Mahomes, first of all, is Patrick Mahomes' dad, who I thought was going to be in prison here because he got his third DUI. But apparently he's just getting sloshed in New Orleans. He's getting fights. John Rocker, a total piece of shit human being. Maybe the biggest story in all of baseball outside of steroids back in the 90s. And I don't know what happened. They just got video of these two guys in New Orleans. They're barking at each other. It escalated. I didn't see any fights between the two, but they were really jawing at it. So I don't know what's going on with this Mahomes family. They've just got completely just out of control, man. The brother's a piece of garbage. He's assaulting women. You got the dad who, I mean, I know somebody very, very, as a matter of fact, Patrick Mahomes' godfather. Love you, LaTroy, but Pat Mahomes Sr. is a freaking mess right now, dude. That whole Brittany's a mess.
Anytime you're including Philly fans, it's not like Philly fans, I'm sure, aren't a part of this in somehow way.
You think a Philadelphia fan goes in there and launches a John Rocker versus Patrick Mahomes Sr. fight?
I don't think he knew think if he knew who he was, or if he did, he came in there with verbal slurs. Yeah, the whole joke was that basically it was KC was either going to win, Philly was going to beat their ass, and then go beat everybody else in red after the game. That's essentially what the mantra you basically saw all over Twitter. So it kind of interesting. You're talking about a fan base that really likes to start fights. I'm actually surprised the city of Philadelphia burned down after they won. So, I mean, I never could understand that for the life of me, but people.
It's every town, though, now. You win a championship, there's going to be riots. Like,
yeah, it's Christmas. It's Christmas shopping. So
now it didn't happen here in Denver. You had the Avalanche win. You had
you had a couple cars burn and some police cars burn. For
maybe a car burned. Yeah, maybe a couple guys pushed their car back and forth. But the bigger cities like Chicago, Philadelphia, do they do it in New York? When was the last time New York won anything? New
York, the only people one there are the Yankees. So
it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah. Los Angeles notorious for burning down their cities during a championship. So that's wonderful. All right, let's smash the like button if you're with us.
Pete, it's going to be very interesting there. I'll talk football real quick there. The Chiefs have 14 high-quality free agents there. So almost their entire receiving core that's old is a free agent. So D-Hop, McCole Hardman, Juju Smith-Schuster, Noah Gray, all those guys are free agents. The Chiefs have $11 million. But before you fade the Chiefs, the whole thing on the Chiefs' success, I believe, is on Travis Kelce. Because he's either going to do one or two things. They're going to restructure his deal so he gets a lot of less money, and they're going to take a hit down the road. We're going to back and that contract because he's not a $23 million tight end. He just isn't anymore. Father Time is caught up to him for whatever reason. He's not a $23 million tight end. So if he decides to retire, which could be the other thing, he's getting $1 million from his show with his brother. They've got a multi-million-dollar deal. He wants to get on with his next life. I'm sure Taylor's probably thinking it's time for him to finish this up. If they do, the Chiefs get another $15 million onto their cap. They'll take a $2 million dead money hit, and they'll basically recover another $15 million. So now they have $26 million. Now it's a little bit different of them going to the free agency. The big guys they have to sign are Matt Bolden.
Where are you, Fox? Where the hell are you? You're behind this fox. There's a talking fox. Where did you go?
I'm eating steak as I talk.
Eat steak. I don't care. I want to see you eat your steak. Tell me it's not with ketchup.
I'm not going to tell you that. I love
You
ketchup.
eat ketchup and steak together? No, fuck.
Ketchup. I eat steak and ketchup at fine restaurants. At
No, Fox, don't do it. No. Oh my God, chat. Please tell me nobody else in the chat eats steak. Please tell me it's like a flank or a strip steak or something like that.
It's a strip steak. New York strip.
God. Oh my God. You know what? You're right. Turn the video off. I can't see this. Right. Fox, I can't do this.
All right.
Let me tell I loved your Chiefs rant, but I just look back at the screen. Here's the other thing. My ex-mother-in-law is coming to town, and I'm like, all right, I'll grill her up a filet mignon. Delicious. First time I ever did it. Medium. She wanted a little, she's like, cook it a little more for me. Medium, still delicious. I give it to her. She takes the steak, cuts it up, puts it in a skillet, basically chars the goddamn thing, takes ketchup, pours it all over the steak, and eats it. You want to talk about somebody that was 100% offended? I buy this delicious, beautiful 8-ounce filet mignon, and you're going to do that to it? And the worst part was I forgot about her doing it the first time. She did it again. I cooked her another steak. She did it again. You cannot eat steak with ketchup. What are you doing, Fox? I felt it. I felt that you were doing something like this.
Okay. Do you eat it with A1?
No. I don't, unless it's like a hollandaise sauce or something like that. I'm not dipping my steak in anything. It's just a delicious flavor. Usually I'll have some hollandaise on the side. Maybe if there's like a horseradish sauce, but I won't throw a lot of it on there. Just a little touch. The fact that, I mean, why don't you just eat a hot dog?
Because it's not the same.
It is absolutely the same. It's meat that is, let me guess. Your steak is well done.
No.
Oh, thank
God.
God.
Yes. It is well done.
It is. No, Fox.
I try to make one medium rare, but my wife likes well done.
No, Fox. No, don't do it. This is so awful.
Matt, I prepared almost the steak with salt and pepper. And I don't have
poor cow.
I am a ketchup connoisseur, so I love ketchup. I eat ketchup on everything.
Yeah. All right. Anyways.
I have no issue whatsoever eating a steak with ketchup.
You know, there's a whole bunch of like dead insects in ketchup too, right?
Okay.
Like seriously, because tons of grasshoppers live in a tomato. So you'll get fruit fly eggs. You'll get you'll get the red dye from the crushed insects.
You know how many insects live in your body right now?
But not outdoor insects, indoor insects. These are outdoor insects that you can actually see. You want to eat at least 30 fruit fly eggs every time you eat? That's why I don't eat ketchup, man. I just stick to the barbecue sauce.
My gastric juices would be destroying those eggs anyway. They'll be perfectly fine.
Oh my God.
All right. Anyway, we can sit there.
You were talking about the Chiefs, but then you started eating steak with jeez, Fox. Yeah. Oh, I'm hurting right now. I'm actually in physical pain. Anyways, you're talking about the Chiefs. They got a bunch of old wide receivers. Hey, guess what? They got Rashee Rice, who hopefully won't be in prison for him, and Xavier Worthy, and Noah Gray's a pretty damn good pass-catching tight end.
Another reason why you're not paying $23 million for Kelsey to come back and be a third wide receiver target, because essentially his days are done. The offense is going to try to move on. They're going to probably go more prolific. I mean, the biggest, weirdest thing in that whole game is I said on the show weeks ago when you asked me about the game, and I said, they're going to abandon the run. I actually thought they would actually at least attempt to run, but they basically came out and just said, we know we can't run the ball, so we're not going to run the ball at all. What they didn't know is they couldn't block. I also was trying to figure out what they were doing. Why not stick a tight end, kick him on the line, max protect a little bit more, do some things like there where you can have some answers, but they got their ass handled to them. And it definitely wasn't from Barkley. It was just strictly from there. I mean, your rushing threat by far was Hurts. That was a good game. I wouldn't say I'd actually failed them because I still think their offense is going to be very good. So Also, teams have a way to maneuver the cap, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. If Kelsey retires or if they restructure Kelsey, that's the only way I think they really still stay as a contender. But
yeah. So there's a couple of ways Kelsey can salvage his career. First of all, go on TB12. It worked for Tom Brady. Whatever performance enhancers he was using, or go on LeBron's diet and use whatever performance enhancers he's doing, because that's the only two guys at this point in the last few years that can be that good at that stage in their career. But ultimately, he's washed. He's completely. You can't. And I know there was a lot of pressure. The Chiefs just got completely overwhelmed, outcoached, outplayed every single phase of the game. EPO, is that what they're still using? EPO? I feel like EPO is an old drug there, Clunan. That has to be something better than that. Lance Armstrong and the cyclists were using that garbage. But, I mean, ultimately, he's cashed. And I think Noah Gray is fine. They need to revamp their run game, and they're going to be just fine. Listen, It's still Andy Reid. It's still Patrick Mahomes, and it's as simple as that. Yeah. Do you know what the team I bet today on a futures? You don't.
That you bet today on a futures?
Yeah, the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. And if they get there, I'll just hedge out. Everybody thinks this franchise is dead, Sean. They were just in the Super Bowl last year. This year, they had a ton of injuries. The injuries just decimated them. They couldn't get past. There was no team that was good that had that many injuries. They couldn't get past it. Purdy's fine. Purdy's a good quarterback. They'll get him going. Deebo Samuel, you lose Deebo Samuel, it's fine. Ricky Pearsall was amazing in the starts for him. Ayuk will be back. I don't know what's going on with McCaffrey, but you can run the football. Listen, Kyle Shanahan ran the football with Alfred Morris. This guy can run the football with whoever the hell is back there. Defensively, they're stacked at all levels. Again, a lot of injuries last year. 15-1. San Francisco to win it all. And then if they're there, then we can always hedge out of it. But that's the play I took today.
I'd have to see, and we'll talk real quick in there. I'd have to see who their free agents are. Let me look and see real quick.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing is that they probably have to spend their money because on just keeping the guys there. So
they have
Arabius Ward's probably gone. Okay.
Dre Greenlaw is a guy they've got to pick. Javarius Ward, Hargrave, Javondre Campbell. I mean, these are guys that are all starters. John Feliciano is probably might be able to rework a deal for him. Veteran offensive lineman. Yeah. We'll go for the Miami guy on this roster, Pat O'Donnell, Rocky Sin. I mean, there's nobody here that they can't re-sign because, again, they have a ton of cash.
Yes.
That's the one thing there. I think they have $36 million available, which is eighth best in the league. They have $43 million available. So I mean, they definitely will have a chance. It's not a bad bet. I can say, but let's go on to the 8:00 game first.
All right, let's get back to the NBA as Fox eats his. That's why you got a Fox on your screen because he's eating a steak well done with ketchup. All right, what do we got at the 8:00 game, buddy?
One, my wife likes well done steak. My son likes well done steak. I don't have a choice. That's what I make. All right. So Sixers are pulled up. It's 36-35 in this game. It's so far a pretty good game. Indiana's got a small 5-point lead. Still a lot of game left. We got Detroit and Chicago. So a couple things with this game. So I heard something, and I have not been able to verify it, but Chicago has won like 17 of the last 20 matchups versus Detroit. Now, granted, Detroit hasn't been a very good team, so it's technically believable. Not that the Bulls have been a great team, but they've been a better team than Detroit going this game. So I know a lot of people like Chicago +5 strictly for that reason. Yes, Chicago's going with the youth movement. We talked about that. We've been betting Bucelis there. He's moved into the starting lineup. So the volume is there. And because the volume is there, we are on his over 12.5 points.
And a lot of these are already in the chat. So if you're a subscriber, you don't remember you made a bet this bet already. just so you know.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you where Bazelis is right now. He is 12.5 minus 108 still at FanDuel, minus 15 at DK, minus 10 at BetMGM, and minus 109 at Sugar House. So Bet Rivers, Sugar House, your best number, MGM second best. Or actually, no. FanDuel your best, then Sugar House, Bet Rivers, then MGM.
Yeah, one thing you got to remember with this Bulls team is right now you've got a lot of new pieces that are finally going to get to play. Kevin Huerter's going to get to play. Most people actually thought he was going to start this game, and the last minute, Io is going to continue to go, so he is going to go. We're going to go with a show favorite, Jalen Smith over 8.5 points.
Yep.
Not in the chat.
Oh, not in the chat. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me get this in here.
Minus 105.
Okay. Jalen Smith over 8.5.
Yep. And you can get 35 more points at 10. He's probably going to get it. If the 8.5 is going to cash, he's probably going to get 10. Again, I like the pace of this, what this game's going to be. So I think the volume's definitely there. Well, the Knicks just went on a 7-0 run, and they end the first quarter up 1. So I like Jalen Smith at plus 130. I've taken that personally. I took that for a half unit.
10 points?
Yeah.
Okay.
You shouldn't be getting 40 points of value for a point. Yeah, Maxi's done this plenty of times where he's had 0 points and then he's just blown off. Yeah. The other play, not in the chat. Actually, I think it is in the chat. Nikola Vucevic. We're going to take 2 threes at minus 135. And this is strictly Detroit has an issue guarding the 3. Last time they played, Vucevic had 5 threes. Jalen Duren does not like to close out on the 3. Basically centered. Miles Turner just had 2 threes against him. I think Vucevic is going to attempt probably 5 or 6 threes here, and I think he'll make 2. So minus 135. It's a little juiced, but we're going to play this.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I was trying to convince myself to take that. I just think I'm going to have to either bet. I can't suck it up and bet that. I can't bet that much.
Well, if you
minus
wanted,
142 now is the best number you're going to. Minus 35.
No, you can get
I'll bet it
2.
live.
If you get fair, you won't be able to bet it live, but you can take minus 1 because it's not going to be lower. I don't think. I think he's probably going to get that in the first quarter. At least we'll get at least 1, which means you won't be able to get it. Okay. You can take that. Just take that with the Lakers on Wednesday and make that close to a minus 110 bet. Lakers are playing Utah. LeBron's already come out and said he's going to play. Most people thought he wasn't going to play. That's why the line was only 7.5 right now. The line's already starting to move because LeBron said he will play Wednesday. So they'll win that game.
So, and I wonder if I could throw him in with Kansas tonight. Problem is Kansas is a freaking 17.5 point favorite over Colorado. Ugh. That's not going to help.
You can't throw them in with Kansas. I mean, there's a couple of more riskier bets here. I mean, you got Purdue beating Michigan. I liked Michigan pre-flop going into this game. You got Miami beating Syracuse right now by 6. You got Kentucky up at Tennessee by 7. Mississippi State's game. We got a couple games that are getting ready to kick off, which I also like. UCLA, Illinois. I like UCLA on the money line. You could take that. I'm sorry, Illinois on the money line. You could take that. With that. It's just another way to get the juice. I like Kansas State to win versus Arizona tonight. I think it's a nice place here for Kansas State here. Arizona going to Kansas State. Kansas State has played a couple nice games here.
All right, I got it down to 115. Iowa State money line. They're up by like 9.5 right now. All right, okay. That's how I'm gonna attack it. So just the way I got it here, Vucevic over 1.5 threes. Iowa State money line minus 850. That gets you at minus 111. And again, Iowa State's up by 6 at UCF. Iowa State should win this game. They might even cover the 9.5.
For the fact, yes, I'm on SMU tonight. I like SMU to cover the 3.5. Yeah,
probably. And by the way, it just seems like off the top of my head, throwing these props in with a heavy favorite. Most really good cappers will tell you don't do that.
Yep.
I just
I gave you minus 135. I don't have an issue with doing it. I know people said your EV isn't there and you're protecting. It all depends on how you feel really good on that team. And especially if you can take a team live or you kind of know how they're playing, is a different story from taking a pre-flop. You're guessing who's going to be in the lineup, who's going to be in foul trouble, all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, do your homework if you're going to do that. Do your homework on that, because I know Big 12 basketball for the most part. Iowa State, UCF. I mean, UCF has given a couple teams trouble at home, but I don't see him beating Iowa State. And our boy Matty is off to Twin Peaks. He got kicked out a few months ago. He's back. He's got some beautiful large women that he's got to service tonight. Well, hopefully we'll see you later. Okay. What else we got here, Foxy?
Kobe White, 20 points.
Yep.
You can take the half point if you want and get down to minus 102. It's minus 125. I really like 20. He's probably going to hit 20 and a half as well, but I'm just being on the safe side, especially considering last night. So other thing with that bet is Kobe White over 3.5 threes, which is not in the chat. Taking a half unit on that at plus 10.
All right. Kobe White over 3.5 threes. And that's a half unit?
Yep.
Plus 110?
Plus 112 now.
112.
I like the Beasley play, but if you're going to play the 5 threes, I mean, it's a little bit different. When you look at where he hit the 5 threes coming out of the game, is he's hit 5 threes in 4 of his last 5 games. He hit 5 threes versus Chicago. He started that game. He's not starting this game. He hit the 6. He started that game. But he didn't start the Philadelphia game, and he hit 9. So there, Charlotte, he hit 5. But again, it's Charlotte. If you want to take the 5 threes, it's definitely a good shot. You get that at plus 150, plus 160 is out there. But yeah, I mean, I definitely see your look on it. Just he's gonna have to not miss. That's going to be the issue with that.
I'll just say this: the Kobe White bet. This is just for everybody watching right now. Sugar House Bet Rivers plus 128. So you're getting 16 cents on it if you wanted to hit it.
Yeah, the other bet I like is Tobias Harris at 15.5 points. I think he abuses Bucelis. I think this is going to be a veteran showing a rook kind of how to play, especially early on in that game. So I like Tobias Harris to have a very nice game to get right off the bat. There's been a couple plays. A couple people know it because I've been taking this. Matt Pretzel's one of the ones who's constantly with me on this. FanDuel has for all intents and purposes, a Nerfia basketball bet. We talked about it in the WNBA, how many points scored in the first minute. FanDuel in the popular section has player to score in the first 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, we're taking Tobias Harris at plus 105.
Okay.
And this is where I will tack with Jalen Duren at plus 115. Both of those guys generally get the ball going early. They like to go on. So,
all right. So let's tell the people where they can find this. So Tobias Harris and Jalen Duren is who we're targeting here. So you go to popular, correct?
Yep.
Okay. You got to scroll all the way down.
Not all the way down. You can scroll down about 6 spots.
That's it? All
right.
Let me...
Player to score in the first 3 minutes. It's right under player props feature.
There we go. Okay. So Duren plus 115. Full units or half?
I'm taking a half units on these. Yes.
Okay. So
and then the Bulls guy I'm taking is Bucelis at plus 120.
So Harris, Duren, and Bucelis.
Yep. And that's any points. If they get fouled to go to the line and get 1 point, which we cast with Kyle Kuzma last night, that cashes. So first 3 minutes, I see pace in this game. I see multiple possessions. So I like my chances. Yep.
So are these official plays?
Yes.
Okay. I'll put it in.
right. So that is all I have for the Detroit game. I don't know. Jalen Duren got 20 points for Chicago the last time they played. The last time he got 20 points before that game was never. So to me, if he's going to score 20 points, that needs to be like 8-1. But best of luck. I understand your move. I understand the play. In order to take that to me, I got to get like 8-1 on that. You're asking a guy to do something that he's done once.
Why not just play first basket? Clunan's asking you instead of the score in the first 3 minutes.
Because I get more than one possession.
There you go. Simple as that.
I'm going to get 7 to 8 possessions.
Hey, drop your best bets in the chat if you would. You got any questions about bets? Foxy's here. Gerardo's in the house. What are we on tonight, Gerardo? You got any soccer winners for us, pal? Thomas Maggio. He's betting Tyus Jones, 6.5 assists. We got Jalen Duren, 20-plus points for Onyx, who's been pretty damn good better in the chat here. So it's good to see everybody in the chat. If you're new, say hello. That's wonderful. And also want to let you know, check us out, nukethehouse.com. $59.99 a month. You can check us out for 1 week at $19.99, meaning you get all of our plays for the All-Star game, and you're going to get all our plays for Daytona 500. You get the live show, so that'll be good. First 3 props are sneaky good. FanDuel hides them for a reason. Well, why would they give them, though, if they wanted to hide them?
But like I said, Matt's on, we'll just say somewhere else that I give them all the time. And Saturday went 5 for 6. I started throwing them in the chat last night. I think went 2 for 3. Because there's guys that the team goes to right off the bat. And those are the guys you kind of want to look at there. So there's Vucevic, Duren. Most of those guys score pretty quickly. Yeah, I like SMU with that game. So there are guys you can kind of get on. And they're especially with the Wizards games. You could Bly Coulibaly, Kaisha George. Most of those guys are going to take a couple shots really early in the game. That's just the way they're going to do. Other guys take their time. James Harden doesn't really. LeBron's not a great guy to take. When he does cash it, he gets it at the end. Also, you're generally paying heavy juice. Like a lot of people were giving me, you'd be LeBron and Luka. Take LeBron and Luka. That's the one that we missed. I parlayed both of them, and neither of them scored in the first 3 minutes because they kind of wait to the game to come to them. Other guys who they want to get going early. Tobias Harris is one of those guys that Detroit likes to get going early. So they feed him the ball right off the bat. There's a play for him. Cade Cunningham is probably going to score, but you got to understand sometimes he's juiced that much. So Anthony Edwards is a guy you just can't take. He's like minus 300 in every game. So there's value that you can take with some of these guys, and there's stuff. Kyle Kuzma's a guy that's pretty nice to go. Harris just scored.
So that's it. We cashed one of them.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right. Now we got to get Duren and Bazelis.
Yeah. So they generally start the game running. Oscar Thompson just scored as well. So it's 4-0 Detroit. Started the game. They went to Bazelis right off the bat. He missed his shot.
Good on the board.
So,
Good on the board for Harris. He hit his bucket in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, Tobias Harris again. There's his second goal basket. Let's get this 15.5 in. So Tobias Harris with the steal. Easy basket.
I'm trying to find the right damn overlay here.
Can't find the overlay, so we'll just
there's so many different overlays here. Okay. Good.
That bell. Go.
All right, so we hit one.
You just like it that it's over. So
yeah, so I like it that it's over. Absolutely.
Detroit opens the game and it's 6-0. And there's a lot of times, like it's just like taking the Nerfy bet. It's a quick bet. You get it on. Sometimes I do it to kind of up my bankroll just in a short time if I'm looking for a quick play.
Mhm.
And there's things that I like. I watch kind of who scores quick. I watch a lot of box scores and I see kind of who they go to first. So,
all right, let me catch everyone up and break in if Duran or Bozzella score. That'd be great. So a couple things. First of all, if you're watching on X, come on over to YouTube. That'd be great. Smash the like button if you're watching on YouTube right now. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House. That's the first thing. Second of all, I want to update you on the Raptors Sixers bets that we have. Sixers up 52-50 at the half. We're on Quentin Grimes, right? He's got to get 9 points. He's got 7 at the half. Yep. We got to get Walter. How many points does he have? Oh, Walter has 2 points. We need 10. Jamal Shed, we need 7 points. He's got 4. And then we've got Edwards. We need 8 out of Edwards. Justin Edwards has 5. So things are looking pretty solid in the Raptors Sixers game off the bat. Is there anything I'm missing, Foxy?
Not to my knowledge.
No?
Not to my knowledge. We're waiting to kind of see if Maxey gets going, but so far nothing. Yep.
Nothing for Maxey. Okay. Then we got the Knicks and the Pacers. Holy moly, we're already 3 minutes into the second quarter. Okay. So in this game, we got Josh Hart double-double. He's got 5 points and assists, no rebounds. He needs to get going. What else we got in this game, friend?
On this game, let me see. We got Josh Hart.
McConnell? Did we have McConnell?
We got TJ McConnell, 4 assists. He's got 2.
2. Very good.
And that is all ridiculous. We talked about Matherin, didn't pull the trigger on it. Not there. He's got 10 points already.
Okay.
Was worried when he wasn't starting, but doesn't seem to be an issue.
So we've got 2 assists out of McConnell.
Yep.
And he needs 4 assists. That's a nice start there. How are we doing with our first 3-minute bets? Are we, besides for the Harris, Duran, and Bozellis, neither one of them have scored yet. But we still got about a minute and a half to go.
Yeah. They called the timeout right away after getting blitzed 6-0 run.
Okay. Give it to Bozellis. Got a lot on Bozellis. This is your boy, Bozellis, man.
If I would expect, the next shot is probably going to be Vucevic. But yeah. And Tim Hardaway misses the 3. Bulls got the ball. Bozellis missed another runner.
By the way, Vandy lead in college basketball. Vandy leading number 1 Auburn. This was about a minute ago, 43-42 at Vandy, which is Nashville, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Game's kind of going back and forth.
All
right, there's Vucevic. He misses.
We need to go talk about college basketball real quick because you got a lot of plays out there tonight. My Kansas Jayhawks are out there. Auburn's taking that 1-point lead over Vandy. So we are on a little parlay, right?
Bozellis scores.
Huh?
Bozellis scores.
No, 2 out of 3.
All right. Bozellis has missed 3 shots. He scores on his 4th one at 9:26.
Beautiful. So we'll hit 2 out of 3. That's a profit.
Well, yeah. Yep, that's it because Hardaway missed again.
2 out of 3, and the 2 that we hit were basically, if you add them up, they're a plus money. So definitely a nice little profit there off the bat. Half unit bets.
Yep.
Nice job. So let's talk college basketball for a couple minutes here. What are we on? We got SMU tonight?
Yes.
Okay. We got SMU.
Yep.
We're on Syracuse, who was trailing Miami a little while ago, but they've come back. They have stormed back and taken the lead 54-52. I don't know what the Miami number is against the spread, but just about every game, it seems like you bet against them.
Not a very good basketball team. That's the issue. I mean, they kind of go back and forth. Cleveland's gone a little bit nicer. I was hoping Syracuse would get a number so I could actually get a couple points here with Miami because this is going to be a close game. Syracuse does not look great in this game at all. They've got a good play out of some of the freshmen. Miami's team has started to play better of late. Auburn has taken a 2-point lead.
By the way, if you bet Miami against them this year, they're 7-16 ATS.
Yeah.
4-9 ATS at home, 2-4 on the road. This is remarkable how bad this team is right. And just lose a lot. So you are up money if you're betting against them, the spread. So we got Syracuse plus 1.5, I believe. They're now down 2 to Miami with 12:45 to play. 56-54 Hurricanes.
It's 58-54. If you want
Now
to get
it's
on Syracuse with us, you can get.
I love that Eddie Lampkin Jr. is still playing basketball in college. This dude's like 28. He's older than Perry Ellis, I think.
Well, you got to remember, one of my
remarkable run with TCU. He had one of the great postseason runs with TCU, and he's still in the league. He's still in college basketball. Amazing.
Well, I mean, go look at Nigel Pack, who is one of the guys that Miami is badly missing. He's still playing. And he may get a red shirt for this year because he's missing so much. But yeah.
Mitchik is out tonight. Grayson Allen is in. Nurkic is making his Hornets debut, but that's tomorrow.
Mishik was just acquired, so him being out isn't that much of a difference. It was kind of interesting how they got them. I also wanted to tell you, how do we feel Jahlil Okafor is on a basketball team again?
How?
He signed a 10-day contract with the Pacers.
Where was he playing?
On his couch.
He's
playing on a G League team.
So is Kareem Hunt, and Kareem Hunt performed well until the Super Bowl. Got a lot of guys out there. A lot of guys out there.
Cuse is definitely, they've had some issues there and there. So
I hate Syracuse. Screw them. Couldn't care less about him.
It's going to be a close game. And I just basically thought I had this game as Syracuse -2, and they were getting point and a half. So I was like, yeah, okay, that's 3 points of value. I have no issue with taking that. So
Purdue is leading 48-40 over Michigan.
That's the shocker right now of the night to me. Auburn's going to blow this away. They're now up 8. But yeah.
Purdue, the Boilermakers, 7th in the nation. Michigan, 20th in the nation. 48-40. Purdue is on top. I wonder if you think Michigan might come back in that game. So, no Missouri Valley?
I've been looking at this 5.5, 6.5. If it gets to 6.5, I'm pulling the trigger.
Okay. We've got Des Bain coming up later. Syracuse. Alabama, SMU money line parlay tonight in college basketball. That was the other one you had.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It was getting ready to kick off. I think it went now
very soon. Yeah. So Auburn is starting to pull away. Florida leading Mississippi State 42-34. Third-ranked Gators.
Bama's at 9. Yeah.
Iowa State now up 11 over UCF. If you parlayed the Vucevic threes with Iowa State, they're up 11.5 to play in that game. Tennessee, Kentucky, man. All these teams in the SEC, it's amazing how they're all so good. A 15th ranked Kentucky up 48-43 over 5th ranked Tennessee, 14 to play.
What are your take on Connecticut Creighton?
I got no take on Connecticut Creighton, except for UConn 16-7. Creighton is a terrific home team. I watched them beat the hell out of Kansas. Creighton's a 4-point favorite, and I wouldn't be shocked if they covered.
I would be shocked if they covered, but what I'm looking at, and what I was shocked is the total, because the total is done when these two teams historically play. It's low-scoring game. It's a blood fest. Guys are going after it. Really, really tight basketball game. You're getting 140. I kind of lean to the under. I personally have taken the under, but yeah. That is kind of my one thought here.
So just so you know, the total is down to 140.5 everywhere. Except for Caesars. They cut it to 141. This thing at one point today was 144. So I do not want to get in on the total that is 4 points.
Why did it drop 4 points?
Because of what you just said.
Correct. So that is the one prevailing thought that I basically had. I was surprised that it was continued to drop and just continues to drop.
Okay. Drop your best bets in the chat, everybody. If you got any questions about bets, I'm more than happy to hear you out on that. We could talk a little hockey again later on. Foxy gave out his bets in the Four Nations. He's got I don't want to call it a trend because they haven't played it, but he's just knocking out a certain bet time and time again. That's the first thing. Second of all, Daytona coming up Sunday, and NASCAR is what our boys do here. You want to sign up for a week, $19.99. You want to sign up for a month, $59.99. You get so much. You get Fox's plays behind a paywall, Kegs plays, Coops plays. These guys are all over 100 units up in 2024. Where are you right now, Fox?
I've got to finish out this weekend's plays and last night's plays, but going into the end of Friday night right now, completely played, I was up 40 units for the month.
40 units. Okay. Pretty good.
I was up 10 on Saturday, and I probably gave that back last night, to be flat out honest with you. So I'm still probably right around that number.
Yeah, Nuke the House, nukethehouse.com. Go check it out. Check out our pricing. That would be wonderful. $19.99, $59.99. Simple as that.
Yeah, I haven't seen a thing in the chat for 6 minutes. Did we kind of lose the chat?
Huh?
I haven't seen a new thing in chat. I just want to make sure.
The chat, if the chat's working, somebody say it's working. That's all we're asking for. And maybe they're just chilling out, man. The viewership just went up. Maybe they just didn't want to say anything. Maybe they're just sitting back trying to count their money after they won 2 or 3 in the first 3-minute bets. There we go. We're there, Conan. Thank you.
All right, thanks. That's all I wanted to test. It's just that nothing was there. So if you're on Duran's got 0. If you're on Vucevic, got 0. He has already attempted a 3. He has missed it. Kobe White has yet to score. Bacelis has 2. The Bulls only have 7 points, so you're not getting a lot from that. Oscar Thompson has somehow got 8 points. It's not a good thing when he scores there. Towns has already got 21 points to start the game. Hart's got 5, 2, and 1.
We did not bet Towns tonight, correct?
We did not. We have absolutely nothing on Towns. Okay. Towns hasn't. He's difficult to play because he's generally 22, 23 points. And he really hasn't been able to get there lately. So taking Towns would have been just kind of a hunch kind of play. Okay. And I don't try to bet too many hunches. Yeah, McConnell, I think, just cashed, right? That was the 4th.
All right. Well, I see him at 3, but
yeah, we got 4.
4. Let's go. Put it on the board. All right.
Ring the bell. We'll take it. McConnell gets the 4. Knicks are up 4.
This is a really good start tonight, friend.
Yeah. Grimes
really good start.
Grimes just hit again, so he's got 9, so that cashes.
Who?
Yeah. Quentin Grimes. Yeah, we got our 9. Yep.
Quentin Grimes. I'll put that one on the board. We're just crushing here early in the night. Good thing you're stopping by, everybody, because if you've been tailing Foxy, we are crushing right now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 bets out of 5 that we've already hit. But the only reason that I say out of 5 is because we bet the first 3 minute to score, and Harris and Bazelis hit, and Duran didn't hit. And Bazelis was at plus money. Harris was basically even money. So we got a nice little play right there.
Harris is off to a nice start. He's got 6 points to start the game. So
Tobias?
Yep. Matherin's going to hit his number here in the first half.
But we didn't bet Matherin either, did we?
We did not bet Matherin, but some of us did.
You did as a personal play. So I don't want to hear it.
That is
I do
correct.
not want to hear it.
I don't have any issue saying I hit my personal play. I do need the Sixers to get going. I did think they were going to win this game. I was kind of surprised I have not.
All right, so we got Jalen Smith needs 9 points for us. That game's underway. Kobe White. How did we get White at? 20 and a half?
We got White 20 points.
Oh, that's it? 20 points. Okay.
20 points in there. He's hit that in 5 of his last 6.
And 4 threes.
Yeah.
20 points and 4 threes. Okay.
If the Bulls need to actually start scoring some points here. Any points would be due. White's got 2. Giddey's your leading scorer right now for them with 2. Jones has got 2. That'll be, I think, his second game, or is this his first game? Right. It's first game. We played 18 minutes last night.
What up, Bears fan?
Yep.
How are you, pal?
Beasley missed his first three. He's 0 for 1.
And then there's
Cunningham's
only one more game tonight. Memphis, Phoenix.
Yeah, which I love that game. There's a lot that I like. There's a lot that I like in that game. Yes.
Now, so far, you've only given out the one guy, and I don't want to give it out because I want people to stick around for this. You love that game, but talk to me here.
In the play that I gave out,
yeah,
I don't understand. He has hit 9 rebounds in 4 of his last 5 games.
All right, we got a question from Pretzel. Do we reload on Grimes? He's starting the second half, 15 points at 115.5 a unit. What do you think? Quentin Grimes.
Why do you believe he's starting the second half?
Because he's out there?
We're in the second quarter.
What? No, we're in the third quarter.
Oh, that's right. He's on Philly now.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries.
Let me see. Is he starting?
I mean, he's been out there. Yeah, and he cashed for us. So yeah.
Justin Edwards didn't start. If I would be on Grimes, let me see what
we need Edwards to get there too. So he's got 5. We need him to get 8.
Yeah, well, he started for Edwards, so my question is why? That's my first question.
Justin Edwards. All right, let me go look it up, see if we can find something.
See if I was going to look to see if Edwards got hurt. 5 points for Grimes if he's playing. Yeah, I'd take that.
It just says he started. That was it. So
yeah,
Quentin Grimes starting the second half.
I'll take that half unit. Like I said, I never like to lose a complete unit at any time, so I'll take Grimes over 14.5 at 104 for a half unit.
I'm not going to play it, but is it official play?
Yes.
Okay. So Quentin Grimes, 15 plus points, plus 115.
Yep. Half unit. I just don't want to take there. The other play I'm not understanding at all is Abaji's at 12.5. I got to watch a little of this game. I always got 3 fouls. That's why.
Let me see if I can find. Maybe I will go in Grimes with you. I don't want to get left out when it hits. See if we can find a different number on him.
He's gonna hit another 3. That I'm pretty sure of.
No, then we should bet his 3 then. All right.
It's juiced. I bet it flop anyway. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not watching that game, so I'm actually watching this crappy Bulls game.
I got the Knicks game on. They're up by 6. I mean, you said -2. You want to get in early.
I got that game on as well. Yeah.
Probably will not.
He's not at 3 so far. He's 0 for 1. He's missed his first 4 shots. I don't know what's been going with Vucevic. I don't know if it's really now. Beasley has hit 3 threes already, so that 5 threes looks pretty good for I think it was Onyx. So again, that is the only shot, as Onyx says, he's been taking. So he's been hitting that shot pretty regularly. So
all right, Grimes is down to 14.5 at even money, just so everybody knows at FanDuel.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm going to hop in. I'll hop in at 14.5 even money, just in case you didn't get in. All right. Yimmy Butler. Oh, boy. Jared Butler, I should say. I think I just said Jimmy Butler. Jared Butler has got 8, 3, and 2 on the bench for the Sixers. Embiid 17, 7, and 4.
Jared Butler's a sneaky guy. He's a guy who would come off the bench for the Wizards in blowouts, but he'd always be able to score points. I actually think that was a really nice trade for them to get kind of a guard where they're like, okay, he plays well. When he get in there, he's a guy that can score. They're coming off the bench. We're not going to play him a ton of minutes, but he seems to be able to just be able to produce when he's in there. So I actually thought that was a very sneaky, nice pickup by Philadelphia with that trade to Washington. So, yeah. And it was just kind of languishing on the bench. Tyrese Maxey's 10.5 is so tempting. It's 10.5 points. He's had quarters where he scored 10 points. I mean, Did he break his wrist? I got to watch some of this game. It's cry. Well, normally it'd be 15. So to drop all the way to 10.5 is just like, he's only taken 3 shots too. He has played 22 minutes. Let me watch some of this.
All right, so let me just say, Lakers signed Alex Len off the buyout market, and the Williams trade didn't go through. I watched that game last night. I bet the Doncic under points. I didn't think he was getting. I think it was 26.5. I didn't think he was getting there. But I'll just say this: when it comes to him, he'll be a total stud. He didn't look that fat. I mean, he's a little doughy, but he was fine.
He looked out of shape tremendously.
He'd been sitting for how many months?
He was sweating like a pig in 3 minutes into that game.
Well, I mean, let's face it. The guy was sitting he wasn't doing anything for 2 months.
I'll be honest. Doncic is a great player. No issue. I was completely pissed that Isaiah Collier was not driving right by him. I was completely pissed at that because he could have done it anytime. For some reason, the fourth quarter came and Collier decided, we're just going to drive by everybody. He should have been doing that from the beginning, just like Maxey does. Collier, I see a lot of Marcus Maxey in Isaiah Collier. Not saying he's going to be that type of scorer, anything like that, but I do think he's going to be a steal. And we've been on him a bunch, and he's really come through for us tremendously. But he was just kind of hanging around. Utah was making a lot of shots on the perimeter. Now, granted, Utah was missing wide open threes. Johnny Juzang was completely missing 3 after 3 after 3, and for some reason they decided to go to him a ton. So I'm still waiting to see when they play a real team where the jury's out. They have started to play well, I get there, but you start to see who they beat. The Knicks are probably the only team they beat, which actually are at least a playoff squad. Every other team they beat sucks ass. They beat the Pacers. The Pacers on the road are one of the worst teams in basketball. They beat Utah on there, where if you watch that first quarter and you think the rest were blowing the same whistle, you were absolutely nuts. There was no way the Lakers were going to lose that game. I'm watching the announcer go, LeBron with the great defense. He hit him in the chest. He went to punch the ball and hit the guy in the chest. And then the guy dribbled off his foot. And I was like, well, okay, well, if I'm allowed to do that, that's going to be pretty easy to play defense. But yeah, I think they're going to do better. They're going to do great. They'll make the playoffs. They'll be out in the first round when they play Denver.
The Lakers?
Yes.
First round?
100%. They don't have it. They're basically, so the Alex Len pickup is, okay, I understand, because there's not any centers in the buyout market they have. And by the way, they're not done with this Mark Williams thing, because there is a whole lot of rumors that basically they watched Luka, because Luka didn't play, but Luka did practice. So they would watch the brass basically of the Lakers would watch Luka throw jobs to Jackson Hayes. You basically had this, and it was working in practice, where a lot of people think that the Lakers basically said, we already have a Mark Williams on the roster. And I really kind of think they do. I think Williams is better to Jackson Hayes, but not considerably that much better where you're giving up a 1 and Dalton Connect. Because from a Lakers perspective, they want Dalton Connect to be seen as a piece that's really, really going to grow. Because after this year, LeBron's got 1, maybe 2 years left. Who's Luka playing with? So I really think, and there's a lot of people in the league talking. One of the reasons the Hornets are basically contesting their physical, they want a independent arbitrator to come in there and do the physical. And they think the Lakers are just having buyer's remorse here. And they're like, well, we already have. We're not really adding anything to the roster. So that's kind of what they're – I think there's some validity probably to that. I didn't understand the trade of everything they gave up to get Mark Williams. I don't think he's that great. I think he's a solid basketball player, but I think he benefited by being the only big in Charlotte. If you play 30 minutes on the floor and you're a big guy and you can get some dunks, he doesn't really have an offense there. You can get a lot of misses. Charlotte misses a ton of shots. So there's a reason they're saying Connect didn't play because he was tired and stuff like that.
No, that wasn't it. And I was going to bring that up.
He was told he wasn't allowed to play because they contested the trade. That's the one thing that I read. Yes.
Well, the other story that came out was that he told JJ Redick he needed more time because he felt so hurt about getting traded and then coming back. To which, if that's true, stop being a pussy. You know, they're paying you. It's a business. Learn quickly because this is not the last time you might get traded or not traded. I'll just say that. Don't be that. If you're that mentally soft, you're not going to make it in this league very long.
There's been one rescinded trade in history, and that trade was done before the deadline, so it was able to be reworked.
Yeah,
no trades run in the league. So people are trying to see, did the league office kind of tell the Lakers, look, if you play this dude and he gets hurt and this trade ends up going through, you may have to give up more things than what you already have given up. So most people thought he was not allowed to play. Knicks have gone on a run here. They're up 10. So I turned on the Sixers game, and all I've got was a commercial.
I do have a live bet. Came in a couple of minutes ago. I threw it up there. Gerardo is taking the over in the Raptors. Sixers, he was at 215 to the over. I don't know where the number is now, so it might be a little late. Viper, I'm with you. Good to see you, Viper, in the chat. Again, smash the like button. If you are interested, throw your best bets in the chat. You get any questions about bets, Foxy will talk to you about it. So that's what we got going on right now. I mean, come on, man. Connect. Are we supposed to believe this story, though, that he's so sad that he didn't want to play, or what? Because
I think there's more validity that the league office told them, look, you're on the hook if he plays and he gets hurt. So, yeah. Beasley's having a really nice start. I mean, the Bulls did not show up. The Pistons have 42 points in the first quarter. Wow. So, I mean, you're talking about a team right now that has hit 5 threes in the first half, 35%, 58% from the floor. The Bulls are 0 for 12.
All right, I got an update.
There.
Miami Hurricanes, 69. Syracuse Orange, 66. 5 minutes to play. Second half. We are on Syracuse plus 1.5.
Yep, it's going to be close.
Going to be a sweat. Is that on ESPN Plus? I really don't even want to turn that game on, but
I was just going to see if I can.
I mean, I can't imagine that is on any legitimate.
Yeah, it's on the ACC network.
Oh, boy. All right, I'm going to turn it on. I'm a little disappointed in myself that that's where my life has come down to, that I'm going to be watching Miami and Syracuse, but here we are. This is what we do. Right?
Miami.
If you are a sports bettor or you love to sports bet, you have watched more shitty games than you would like to admit. We'll just put it that way. Simple as that. Like, you probably watched the Titans and the Jaguars when those two teams were the worst teams in the league. Actually, they kind of were last year. Those are the type of games you watch. Syracuse, Miami. And now Miami's up by 8. Uh-oh, it's sweating time.
BC's got 4 threes, so Onyx's bet is going to cash without any issue. So he has attempted. It is amazing that he has attempted 7 threes in a first quarter. Well, actually, he attempted 6, and he attempted 1 in the second quarter. So
I can't believe it. All right, Syracuse just got a bucket.
Jalen Duren has got 0, so that's not going through. We need Vaselis to actually make a basket. Jalen Smith has at least got a point. Zach Collins is playing tonight. Kevin Huerter's playing tonight. Trey Jones is playing tonight. So it's going to be interesting because that's an 11-man bench, and we'll see kind of how the Bulls getting already blown out kind of play around. It was a big 41-point quarter for the Knicks here. They're up 8 at halftime. Your leading scorer is Karl Anthony Towns with 24. Hart goes into the break 11, 3, and 1. Basically, they're rebounding by committee. Almost every other guy's got 4 or 5. We've got Grady.
We're doing pretty well, though, right? We're having a good time tonight.
Yes, we are having a good time. That is.
We are in a good spot early on. Not a lot of NBA games tonight. We'll have one more that we will throw some bets out there for you. But for the most part, kind of a quiet night on the NBA streets. Tomorrow night, we're going to be packed with games. This weekend, NBA All-Star game, the whole All-Star weekend. Have you ever been to one of those?
All-Star weekend? No. Really never had there. Edwards has got 11. Grimes has 11. Edwards has 7. No, I mean, it's never been anything I've been interested at all. There, never said, hey, I want to go. Probably would have liked it probably as a kid, but living in Tampa to sit there and say you're going to go to some of those events. I've gone to the hockey ones. I haven't gone to NBA ones, though.
The only All-Star games I've ever been to, and I've probably been to about 10 baseball All-Star games. And to me, in all honesty, the actual game, well, the baseball All-Star game is my favorite. The NBA All-Star game is the only All-Star game, only other All-Star game I enjoy. And that's a take that most people don't have, but I love the scoring. I just love watching 10 guys on a court at the same time that are all going to be in the Hall of Fame. It's really cool to me. So you go back and look at, actually, I kind of want to go look back and see how many, because you're a smart dude. I'm going to go look at the 1995 NBA All-Star rosters. Okay. And I want to know if you can name, I don't know, let's see here, 7 All-Stars on the Eastern team, 1995. Right, can you do it?
If you at least tell me who won the championship that year.
Who won the championship that year? Yeah, I would think that was Olajuwon. That had to be the Rockets.
All right. So that's going to be Duncan and Robinson years. So
Duncan was not there. Duncan was not there at all. Duncan didn't come into the league till like 98 or 99. So I want the East. I will say the runner-up that year should have been Orlando, if I'm correct.
All right, so Orlando made it, so that's going to be Penny Hardaway year.
Yep.
So it was Tracy McGrady. Grady McGrady wasn't on that team yet, but Tracy McGrady was an all-star. So Shaq.
Yep.
Detlef Shrimp.
Well, he would have been on the Western Conference side.
Oh, you just won
Eastern Conference, yeah.
Detlef Shrimp was on.
He was on Seattle for like. He was on Seattle.
Okay, so Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller.
Was Rick Smits an all-star then?
Rick Smits was not an all-star. But I will say this, outside of Penny Hardaway, the other 4 starters in the East were Hall of Famers now.
So Patrick Ewing.
He was a reserve, but he's there.
Okay, Scottie Pippen or Michael Jordan?
Scottie Pippen. Jordan was not playing yet.
Okay.
He came back later that year. You're only missing one guy or 2 guys.
Larry Johnson?
Larry Johnson was on the bench that year. You're doing great.
I'm
going to give you what it is, okay? Check this out. Price? Grant Hill, Reggie Miller, Scottie Pippen, Penny Hardaway. Here's the bench. Patrick Ewing, Hall of Famer. Dumars, Hall of Famer. Grandma Larry Johnson. Alonzo Mourning, Hall of Famer. Then Tyrone Hill, Vin Baker, and Dana Barros. Western Conference. 2 Hall of Famers. Wow. They didn't have it. Olajuwon and Barkley.
So David Robinson.
On the bench, David Robinson. So you had Olajuwon, Barkley, Sean Kemp, Latrell Sprewell, and Dan Marley.
Marley was
Gary Payton, Mitch Richmond, Dikembe Mutombo, Detlef Schrempf, Karl Malone, John Stockton, David Robinson.
Yeah. It's a great basket.
Yeah. No Jordan, Clunan. No Jordan, but I get you. Edwards is at 7 now. That's good.
He's been at 7.
Where are we with Shed?
He's been at 6, but he's in the game. He's in for a stint here. There now, he's not out of the game. He's out of the game.
Yeah. All right. I'm watching the worst basketball game in Division I history. It's Syracuse and Miami.
Yep.
It's not good. Not only am I watching this, Syracuse down 7 with 2:15 to play.
Maxey scored. Edwards just cashed.
Edwards cashed?
Yep.
Put it on the board. That's 3 out of 4 in that game to this point. We still got a chance with Shed.
Yep.
Shed's got 6. He needs one more point.
Yeah.
You might sweep this game, dude.
Walter, we need to shoot some threes here. If he could do that, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Now, where are we on Quentin Grimes? He's got 11.
That's just an ass kicking.
What?
Detroit's up 27.
Holy moly! So are some of these Bulls bets just going to go up in flames?
Well, I don't think Bacelis really is, because I think he's going to play no matter what.
And Kobe White's dead.
His youth. Kobe White, I don't think is dead because he's playing now. And it'll be interesting. I mean, he started off 1 of 6. I really think it's he looks like he's kind of deflated, though. I will flat out tell you that. So, and Trey Jones playing, I think, is going to be the very interesting thing. Oh, come on. FanDuel's down.
What?
It just got service unavailable.
Jalen Smith has 2. We need him to get 9. Oof.
Yeah, that's where he looks fine. I mean, he'll probably get more run.
Yeah, the Bulls are famous.
Yeah, I mean, it's 51-22. I mean, this is just where you came out and you just said, "Hey, we're throwing our cleats on the ground, and we don't really damn care."
Yeah.
I really think Donovan's got to go. I didn't understand that team at all this year. I thought they had a lot more talent than what they played. And I'm trying to look just to see what they'd have. Because normally when a guy hits threes, they only give him 2 more. So, like, Beasley's minus 200 to hit 6. He's plus 145 to hit 7. The only question is, I don't know if he'll play that one. I don't know if this is Bulls in tank mode. Right now, they just can't make a shot. So
dude, Syracuse just sucks ass. They're worse than Miami. This is amazing. Amazing. That's all right. We've won. This is the first time Miami is going to cover against us on a show, so it was bound to happen. But Syracuse is a mess, man. Syracuse.
Yep.
That program's not coming back anytime soon.
Well, I mean, you generally get that when a legendary coach retires.
Yeah, but I mean, Austria is going to lead them back to the promised land.
No, I'll be right back.
I mean, this is his second season there too. All right, Foxy will be back in just a minute. Gerardo, you did say that. You said the Bulls were in full tank mode, and they're just not good. Clunan, let me tell you a funny story. Vin Baker, first time I ever broke a story. It was my first job in sports radio, Seattle, KJR, 1998-99. Vin Baker was out for a while. I said, "Hey, Vin, you going to play tonight?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to play tonight." Ends up doesn't play that night. So kind of screwed me over. But I love Vin Baker. Great guy. Had a problem with the liquor. A lot of people seem to have a lot of problem with the liquor, but didn't work out for me too well with that one. Okay, great story. Way to go. Let's keep coming around. If you tailed the Miami-Syracuse bet, basically dead. It's a 9-point Miami lead with the guy going to the line for the Hurricanes. So, listen, Fox has been on fire tonight. Let's look at what we already cashed. The first 3-minute scores, we hit 2 of 3. Harris and Bazelis. Duran didn't hit. If you added up Bazelis and Harris, that was at plus money. So we won there. We won over a unit there. Raptors game. Raptors Sixers. Grimes cashed. Edwards cashed. Shed is a point away from cashing, and Walter's just been hot garbage, so he's struggling right now. In the Knicks and Pacers game, McConnell, 4 assists. He cashed for us already. He cashed for us in the second quarter with those 4 assists. And then Josh Hart, he's got some work to do. I'm not going to say it's impossible for him to get 7 rebounds and a half, but he's got 11, 3, and 1. We got him on a double-double. But right now, we already got the McConnell in, so we'll see what happens with Hart in the second half. And then, again, this Bulls game, you can't predict what happened to the Bulls. I mean, maybe Gerardo, you did, but this team is a dumpster fire right now. And they're down 56-22. 56-22. Jalen Smith, We need 9 out of Jalen Smith. He's got 2. We got 5.5 to play in the first half. Bazelis has, what's he got? 2. We need 13 out of Bazelis. He's got 2. I mean, when you score 22 points in the first 20 minutes of the game, it's kind of tough to do anything. And then Kobe White, who is 3 points. Just forget about it. So that game's not treating us well. Knicks Pacers treating us kind of well. And then the Raptors and Sixers treating us really, really well. And then we did have the start of that Pistons game, or at least, we hit those bets, the 2 out of 3. So that's good news. Miami up by 7, a minute to play in the game there. We'll see if Syracuse can just pull one out of the hat. Miami's so bad, it wouldn't shock me if they blew this. By the way, he stepped out of bounds. That should be Syracuse ball. And it is Syracuse ball. Oh, this Miami team. This Miami basketball team, what a complete shit show. Pardon my French. If the kids are watching, they shouldn't be watching. Should be at least 18 to be watching this show. Okay, Foxy's back now. Foxy, Miami, shit in the bed in the final minute. Good to see. Good to see.
Yeah, I would have liked if he got the and one there. I mean, the air ball, the shot.
Look, Miami just stepped out of bounds on an inbound. Unfortunately, Syracuse shot up an air ball on a 3, but they do get to the line for 2. So they're down 7. We can lose by a point. They're down 7, going to the line for 2 with 50.7 seconds left. So we can't lay down on Syracuse yet. Not because Syracuse is good, but because Miami's that bad.
Correct. I agree with that 100%.
God, Leonard Hamilton had that program just humming, man. Just completely humming.
I think, assume you mean Larinaga.
Yes, I did.
Hamilton
I did mean Larinaga.
Hamilton was there for a short bit, but
he went to Florida State. Larinaga was a guy I got to know a little bit too in DC when he was at George Mason. He was
Larinaga was a great guy.
Great coach.
Not shocked at all these guys who basically the old timers are like, we're not sticking around in this
because the NIL.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you listen to Larinaga's exit speech was actually great. He was like, what is the issue? He's like, him, and he was talking about his wife, and he basically sat there and said, we made the Final Four. We lost that game in the Final Four. He went back and he had the exit videos. He said 80% of his team talked about, what are you going to give me to stick around? And he said, we just made a Final Four. What are you talking about? You should want to stick around because we're going to continue to win. And it was he basically said he never got it. It was just me basketball now. And he's basically said he sees the same thing on kids. You got 18-year-old kids who haven't played it down a minute of college basketball, and they're asking, what are you going to give me in order to play? And he was like, I'm going to give you knowledge how to actually play the game.
Yeah, that's not enough anymore, though.
And he said he's just not sticking around. Yeah.
And he did it late, though. I didn't like that. Hey, does Shed get back in the game? We got a 2-point game, Toronto and the Sixers, 8:58 to play. Does Shed get back in the game?
It's possible because Shed should have started the fourth quarter.
He's 1 point off.
So it's very interesting. I think they're going to go with a multiple guard lineup here. Scotty Barnes is having a hell of a game. 29 points. Yeah.
Dude, it is 63-22 Pistons.
Yeah. Minus 26 actually looks possible to take.
Is there anybody that on the Bulls that we could target that gets more time, or are they all going to just get shut down here?
Yeah, Vandal wasn't giving anybody. Like, I wanted to get Trey Jones.
63-22? I don't know what's more impressive. The 41-point lead or the fact that the Bulls have 22 points with 3 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, they got a 4-point second quarter.
What the hell?
I mean, 4 points is just
4 points, man.
Dreadful. I mean, it's not great Piston defense. Harris at least has 9 because we're going to need him to cash pretty early in the third quarter. Beasley's got 4. Schroeder's got 4. Fontecchio's got 5. That'd be the other guy. Ron Holland would be the guy I'd be trying to get from a Pistons perspective.
Yeah.
Because I would expect him to play a whole lot more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably going to be around 10 or 12 points.
Oh, my God, man. What a disaster. All right, Syracuse is going to lose. They're down 8 with 24 seconds left. They got the ball, but that'll be it. Yeah, they can't do anything. SMU, and then in Bama is an 8 o'clock, 9 about to start right now, right?
Yeah, it's 2 9 o'clock games.
Yes, SMU and the Pitt Panthers, and then we got Alabama. So we need SMU and Bama, and then Kansas is starting up here in a minute. I was off any of this in this game for the sole fact that 17.5. Kansas could definitely cover at home 17.5, but I've seen Colorado play some teams tight. Yep. So I'm not going to, and this Kansas team really isn't that good.
Michigan's up 4. We should have took that. Okay, I got greedy. Waited for points. All right, Shed is back in the game.
Oh, that's great news.
Yep.
Okay, I'll take that. Let's get Shed. We need 1 point, dude. Just get us over that number, and we're going to be happy. And then we cash 3 out of 4 from that game. I just don't know if we can cash anything on the Bull side at this point.
Yeah, Smith is probably the only guy. I would expect him to play more, but I won't be shocked if the Bulls try to run their same rotation.
Yeah.
And just basically say, kind of deal with it. I mean, at this point, you got to go in the off at halftime and say, does anybody actually want to play? Please just tell me now if you don't want to play.
Yeah, legitimately. Do you want to play in this game?
Because it doesn't look like you care. Vucevic is 0 for 8. White's 1 for 7. I mean, they're shooting a dreadful. I mean, beyond dreadful play. There goes Walter. Walter hits a 3. All right.
What's he got? 5?
Yep.
All right. We need him to get 10.
Yep. We need another 3 to get 8, and then we'll kind of play from there.
Yeah. Okay. Not bad. And then we got one more NBA game, Memphis Phoenix. We'll break that down closer to game time. But if you're a subscriber, our guy Foxy already put his big bet in there. There's a big bet in there. Just so you know. Yeah. Just so you know. Oof. Iowa State smashing UCF 77-65 final score there. Now I need Vucevic to hit 2 threes. That's not going to happen.
I don't think they're going to pull Vucevic. I think he will still get plenty of
He's going to hit 2 threes in the third?
It's possible.
Okay.
It is possible.
Okay.
I think if he gets 1, he's got a good chance to get 2. So
where'd Thomas Bryant go to college? Indiana?
Yeah.
It was a long time ago too, wasn't it? He hasn't been at Indiana in a long time. The only thing we're really sweating from this Knicks Pacers game at this point, just Hart with the double-double. They're at halftime. Actually, they got 3 minutes into the third. Hart got 13 and 3. So it's going to be rough for him to get there. Who knows? Maybe he picks up 3 rebounds on the same play and he gets there. But again, we're looking good. Did Shed did cash? Or no?
No, I don't have Shed cashing.
He hasn't cashed yet.
I have seen where he just fouled. She calls Shed back on.
He's back on the floor. Okay. So we have hit 2 out of 4 in that game already.
But they did call timeout, and Shed was trying to guard Embiid, and that wasn't a good look.
Okay.
If you're not aware, Jamal Shed is like 5'11".
He is. What is he listed at? 6'1"?
He's probably listed at 6 foot. 6'1" is what he's listed. Yeah.
And how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
You're 6 foot. It's amazing. A lot of 6-footers working here. I might be the only guy that's not 6 foot that works here.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Keg's like 6'5".
I was shocked that they brought Walter back on, but I don't know what they're doing. Jamison Battle's playing right now. I mean, I would have thought you brought him back quickly, or Dick or Abaji with six minutes to go here. So it'll be very interesting to see who comes back after this timeout, because this game is far from settled. It's a 1-point game back and forth. I'm wondering if Maxey's sick because he's not playing again. Jared Butler's got 15. Grimes has got 11. He's still on the floor. We need him to do something. Paul George actually has double digits. Oubre has double digits.
Yeah, I just saw this great thing on X. Tyrese Maxey, what did it say? A FanDuel Employee of the Night.
Yes.
Everybody, his hitting is over. He's got 0.
He's got 2. He's got 2.
You know?
Give him a little.
All right, I'll give him his 2. That's terrific.
The Bulls got 11 points now for the quarter, and they've given up 37. And Duran, by the way, has 0.
I love it when people that bet or play DFS hit X during these games to just complain about how bad these players are, not realizing for some reason, because they're not self-aware enough, that they're the ones that made the decision to do this.
Correct.
You bet it. Even if you tailed somebody, it's your decision. You're a grown-ass adult. Okay? Don't blame anybody but yourself.
Grimes has got 13 here. Shed is still in the game. He just caused the turnover.
Yeah, we need Grimes still.
Yeah. So Grady Dick is back. No, Shed passes it. So they've come back. Dick has come back. Barnes is taking a short rest. Abaji's on. Mogbo's on. Shed and Walter stayed on. And Barnes is getting a little rest. So he's got probably about another minute. And then Barnes is going to come right back on at the under 5. So he maybe has one more shot. We'll see. But again, it's 96-96. Overtime's not out of the question here in Jacoby Walter travel.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Get a little overtime here. What's going on here? Kentucky, Tennessee, college basketball. Kentucky looking good. Taking out Tennessee. Nice. So 71-29. Pistons over the Bulls at halftime. Whoa. That's all I can say is whoa. Yeah. What did we have on Duran tonight, if anything? Nothing?
We had nothing. Chat with some guys were on 20 plus. He's got 0.
He's got 6 rebounds, so I mean that's good.
He does have 6 rebounds.
Yeah.
It goes through.
But
Tobias Harris, we have 15.5, so we need 6 points from our Tobias Harris. That's going to be questionable. I think Bucelis is still going to stay on the floor. Surprisingly, he only got 8 minutes, but I have a feeling they were just so pissed they were pulling anybody who was off the floor. But like I said, I thought Tobias Harris was going to beat him up, and there you go.
Let's see here. Michigan leading Purdue.
Shed's not helping.
75-73 with 7 seconds left. So Michigan will get a huge home win over the 7th-ranked Boilermakers if they can close this thing out.
Yeah, Shed's got back-to-back turnovers. This is not helping him stay on the floor.
Really awesome.
Still 96-96. 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, we need overtime.
Barnes is 31. Still not sure why he's not on the floor right now, but Maxey with another brick.
I mean, thank God McConnell cashed for us with those 4
I just missed that 3.
Because there is just nothing else going on in that game.
Corner 3. Got to be able to make that. There you go. And it's a brick.
Yeah, you know what's interesting, Bears fan? Like when you're on radio, people used to say, I thought you were a big fat guy. And I'm actually, until the last 6 months, really good shape. Just got back in the gym 3 weeks ago. It's starting to work again, but not a tall guy. No, as a matter of fact, I shrunk almost 2 inches. I'm down to 5'8". I used to be about 5'9.5". So I think personally it's because I was on HGH because I was such a small kid. My parents put me on HGH, so I wasn't a midget. And I think I'm just coming back down to the median or whatever. But yeah, I'm not a 6-footer. Be cool if I was a 6-footer. Gerardo's gonna be on Memphis tonight. Good to see. Thank you, DB Gnarly. It is 100% truth. I mean, if a player quits during a game and you lose, I get it. You can be upset at the player. I get that. But if you just made the bet and the player didn't quit, it's on you. You made the bet. You're an adult. You can make your own reasoning. Pro reactor. NBA turning into a bunch of blowouts after blowouts.
Yeah, there's always you get games now. You always get these games a little sometimes closer to the All-Star break and closer to the end of the season because again, there are some teams that they don't want to win. It's not in their best interest to win. And it's not that they're going out there and saying, "Hey, we don't want to win." They're playing a lot of young guys. Those young guys may not really have a clue what they're doing. I think Carl Anthony Towns has stepped out twice on this play. Still no call. But it's in this case, they just couldn't make a shot. And it's sad that there are games like this. And maybe, the motivation is there. You're getting ready for the All-Star break. None of these guys are in the All-Star game. They're thinking of a 5-day vacation here, what they're going to do. 1, 2, 3 Cancun has a whole is the saying that you always hear. So
1, 2, 3 Cancun. All right, buddy. Listen, I'm going to go upstairs for a couple minutes. The show is in good hands, and Foxy's got you for a couple minutes.
Yeah. All right, we got Grady Dick hitting 3. 76ers calling a timeout. Toronto's up 3 in this game. Definitely not what I wanted. Knicks are looking good. They're up 8. Actually up 12 now. Bridges has got 4 or 5. Hart's got 15 and 4. Definitely need him to hit the glass a little bit more. Brunson's really kind of taking the night off. And Chua's basically grabbing most of the boards that Hart normally gets. So between Towns and Chua, they're eating the rebounds, which isn't good. I don't think the books are going to give me anything that I could possibly take on the Bulls game. I just don't think there's anything that they're going to give. I'd be shocked. They actually are. Oh, you can only take the point. Okay, you can't take points. You can just take, score 10 points, score 15 points. The only one that's very, very interesting is, and the only question I have to say, and I wasn't watching the Bulls game at all, Bacelis to score 10 points is plus 420. Now, you'd say, okay, as a young guy, should get more run. The downside was he only got 8 minutes in the first half. So there was a reason for that. One, Tobias Harris ate him alive, as we expected. He had 2 fouls, but it wasn't enough where he would only play 8 minutes. The Bulls have already played 12 guys in this game. So that's the one thing. When you add the trade gave him Kevin Huerter, Zach Collins, Trey Jones. All those guys are playing. You add in with the traditional bench, Jalen Smith, Patrick Williams, Jalen Carter, Javon Carter. Eventually, someone's got to not play. I kind of would expect Ayo Dosunmu, but he's actually playing the best of any player on the court for them. Vucevic has finally got some points. He's 2 for 11, though. 0 for 3 from 3. So he's attempting the threes, just not falling in. Scotty Barnes is back on the floor, so I think Walter and Shed are both out, which I expected. Yeah, they didn't get it. That's what sucks. It's 101-97. Grimes is still in there. He's got 13 half. We need 2 points from Grimes. He's going to have a shot because it looks like he's going to at least finish the game. Not really sure why Justin Edwards isn't playing, but it is what it is. It's a good game here. It's a 101-100 with 2 minutes to go. So if you do want to watch a decent game of basketball right now, it's probably the best basketball game. And old man Paul George is reliving. He's having decent games. He's got 14 points, 5-11 shooting. It's the big 3 there to cut him close. Oh, Toronto's basically going to Barnes with 30 points. I'm trying to figure out what Toronto is doing. I know they don't want to win, but they're also trying to have a team of 4 small forwards and 1 point and Emmanuel Quickly. They might be trying to have a team of 5 small forwards, to be flat out honest with you. They re-signed Brandon Ingram. So you're going to have Ingram, Barnes, RJ Barrett, all 6'7" type players, all multi-talented. You can switch on the wing. You can do different things. If they play, that's going to be a very interesting team. Throw Emmanuel Quickly in there. Jakob Hurtle at center is doable. They've got some young players on the bench. So, I mean, you're going to probably get a pretty nice draft pick. You only got 16 wins on the season. But this is a game Philly cannot afford to lose if they're going to make the playoffs. They're already 12 games under 500. How long do you think the Spurs will be contending for NBA titles? No, I never thought Popovich. Right, he's too old. I really. It's going to be what their next signing is going to be. I mean, they had Darren Fox. The only question I wonder with Darren Fox is Stefan Castle was probably going to grow into be the same player. And now you're going to have 2 guys at the same position. Now, you'll find a way to put them on the floor, but neither of them are really 2 guards. I'd be shocked if Pop really comes back coaching. I really would. With his age, the way his kind of backup has coached, has played pretty well. I like that team with Devin Vessel and Keldon Johnson. I do think you need to get a real true big. Like if you could get a true center, not that because right now Wemby is there, but Wemby's not big enough. He's not going to go up against Jokic. Jokic is going to beat the crap out of him. Anthony Davis is going to beat the crap out of him. I really would like them to get a true center just to kind of there. Like a younger Steven Adams, yeah, that would have made a lot of sense. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I think they're 1 player away from being a true 100% contender, but I wouldn't be shocked if they beat somebody upset somebody in the West. The West is going to be wide open, especially when you get to the playoffs. I mean, if you sit there and you look at it right now, I think they're on the outside looking in, but they're only 4 games out. So, do they really try to make the play-in, or do they just kind of basically say, okay, right now we got a chance to get a pretty nice draft pick. So we'll be in the lottery and we'll take our chances.
Dude, we got 105-103 Raptors over the Sixers. 5 seconds left in that game. We're getting hooked by Shed. We even get another point. He's on the bench right now. We need overtime. Simple as that.
Yeah, we need overtime. 100%. I mean, they're going to go. Grady Dick's going to go shoot free throws right now, I believe.
We got Walter. We need 10 points out of him. He's got 5. Forget about it. We already cashed Edwards and Grimes in this game. Yep. So let's see if Shed can figure out a way to get us a point. Hopefully.
We got the door open. Grady Dick misses the first free throw.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So Philly's going to have the ball. They've got 2 timeouts. So they can definitely advance the basketball here.
Pacers are hanging in there against the Knicks. They're back to within 4. 89-85 New York. 2:29 to play in the third. Now, you're on the Knicks -2. I'm going to go shop around, see where we can get that line's probably 5 right now, I would think.
Yeah, I think it's probably
5.5. 5.5. So 5.5 is that line. I'm not going to get in there unless the Pacers end up taking a lead. In that one, Josh Hart, 21-5-2. I mean, it's possible he gets 5 rebounds over the last 14.5 minutes. So we're not going to lay down on that bet. Not yet.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Spurs team, they've got a lot of things that are very, very good. You got Castle and Fox at the point guard spot. Chris Paul is there, but he's not there for the long term. He'll drop off in a year or two here. Keldon Johnson is a highly underrated player that's played really well. Devin Vassell is the one guy they really need to kind of take that Desmond Bain type leap. And some games he's there, and some games he's not. He needs to be more consistent with that. My issue, I like Jeremy Sohan. He's a tremendous player. Doesn't really have an outside shot. He's a very good passer. He's kind of like a bigger, taller Draymond Green, to be flat out honest with you. Not as good as defensively, but better, I think, in some ways offensively, in some ways, especially passing the basketball.
Okay, let's get to the big story here. Kendrick Lamar halftime show. I feel like anyone over 35 did not like it, and anyone under 35 did like it. I'll also say this, that you can think of the person that gets the most hate on Twitter. I don't know who that is, but just think about it. Times it by 1 million, and that's what happens every halftime show. What happened?
All right. The Sixers missed a three, but Grimes gets the rebound, puts it back up.
Yeah, Cash Grimes. Well, we already Cash the second Grimes, right?
Yes, Cash the second Grimes. We won't win the other ones, but we'll get the second Grimes. So
hold on.
And Philly, actually, they're reviewing it.
So we didn't cash it.
I think we've cashed it. They're looking at it right now. Let me see.
So hold on a second. You need 16 out of him?
He's at 0, 5, 10.
I needed him to get 15 because I got in later than you did.
He still has it in his hand. It's not going to count.
So he's going to end at 13.5 unit bets dead.
Yep. He still has it in his hand.
My fault for betting.
Not going to matter. So
my fault. Okay. Anyways, nobody gets more hate than the halftime performance at the Super Bowl. I didn't even watch it.
I don't know his music. So I mean, my daughter went to his concert, but I don't know his music at all. But my thought, and I don't actually mind rap music. I actually enjoy rap music.
Rap music.
I was wondering, is his music more like spoken word poetry? Because that's all it sounded like. Him just regurgitating words to no beat, no melody, no nothing. That was the issue that I had with it. One, also the acoustics of the sound, you barely could hear him. You kind of saw the dancing. The choreography was intelligent, smartly done. I enjoyed it. The actual music, like I said, I couldn't understand what he was saying. I don't know the songs. I didn't actually understand. There's no melody. There's no hook. There's no nothing. It was basically just him regurgitating his anthem, but I'm sure that's a song. But it sounds more like spoken word poetry. So I was not a fan in any way, shape, function, or form.
I don't think 48-year-old white guys are really his target, though.
I 100% agree. That's
right? We're not his target.
Not the target, but I even asked my daughter, who has seen him in concert, and she said it wasn't that good.
Oh, okay.
So
well, he's popular. He won a whole bunch of awards.
Yeah, I mean,
good for him.
But apparently, those would be actually songs with actually like some guy there. I mean, I think the biggest thing was whether he was going to do the one song because of the lawsuit with Drake. That was what we were talking about.
Did he do it?
Yes. And he did it anyway. Yeah. So
I still haven't seen it.
Do it anyway.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it because
you haven't missed much.
I was doing the show with Keg.
So yeah, you definitely hadn't missed much. The choreography was nice.
I mean, I knew that everyone was going to complain about it. Like that's just the way it is at halftime. Everybody was going to complain about it. So that's fine.
I actually think probably yes, because 40-year-old white guys are about the guys who can afford the ticket. Getting a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds to basically enjoy it, go to the game is not really really not feasible unless mommy and daddy are paying for it.
Yeah.
For the most part. Maybe some mid-30s, things of that nature. But tickets have gone down. It was the most watched Super Bowl ever.
Yeah.
You know what the funniest thing is? The highest ratings came in the second quarter when the Chiefs scored 17-0 in the second quarter. Tobias Harris is still playing. He is up to 11 points, 14 points in the start of this. So I have a feeling I think he's taken 2 of the last 3 shots. So he knows he's not going to play long. So he's at least going after it. We talked about this. Bucelis scored the first point of the third quarter. Bucelis to score 8 points. The rest of the game was plus 420. It's a little. He came out. He hit a 3. Came back right out. So we'll see what he does. I think he's still going to at least get 2 or 3 more minutes. But I wouldn't be surprised. Most of the time, guys, even in blowouts, play the third quarter. Most coaches want them to still get the reps. And when things are falling, you just let things fall. I think it was the mass number of people that called your buddies and said, hey, the Eagles are actually going to win this thing. That's why most people actually watch this just to watch the Chiefs fall down.
You think? The halftime show is the highest rated halftime show, too. I just think that there was such a hype for this game, and it obviously didn't live up to it. But the fact that it was the most watched game, well, that's fascinating to me. It really is, given how bad it was.
Yep. Well, Vucevic is still attempting threes. Hart got a rebound there.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, Hart's up to 7 rebounds now. So he was drawn dead at halftime. I think he had 2, maybe 3. He's got 23 and 7. We're on his double-double. It is definitely not dead. We are absolutely still in this thing. So I'm excited about that.
We need to chew it and not rebound.
How about me losing out on that Grimes bet at even money because the ball didn't come out of his hand fast enough?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had to grab an air ball with 3 seconds and then turn around and get it back up off the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, buckets, but you couldn't really even hear him. The way, okay, from a sound engineer, which is my background going in high school and college, whoever was running that part of it thing, that was turned down soft. I don't know if that was done on purpose. And you barely could hear what he was saying. And if you had any conversation going on where you were at, you had no chance of hearing. All right, Bucelis is trying to get me that 420. He's got 5 points in the quarter. So he just needs 3 more points for plus 420 for me. So I will take
What was the bet?
We talked about it. We didn't give it. It's not an official play, but I said this was wrong. That Bucelis was 8 more points at plus 420. The original bet pre-flop was him to get 12.5, which is probably still in play if he's got to get the time. He's got 5 points already in the first 3 minutes.
He's got 7.
Yep. So, and he's definitely going to continue to still play. I was wondering why he only played 8 minutes the first half, but that was my only worry. But again, he is a young guy, your future. You want him to get reps. In a blowout, he should be playing almost every other minute.
Thank God you hit the 2 first to score in the first 3 minutes. Hit 2 out of 3 there because this game would have been a bloodbath. But we could still draw even a little bit positive if Bucelis gets us to where we need to be. Now the rest of us probably didn't tail the second bet you had on him, but for the most part, that Bucelis, I mean, he's going to make or break that game for us. We ended up going 2-2, so losing a little bit of money on the Rockets game.
Tobias Harris cashes his 15.5.
Stop it.
Yep. So Tobias Harris comes through. We'll take that. 16 points.
When did you give that one out?
Way long time ago.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Tobias Harris over 14.5 minus 125 FanDuel.
Yep.
You know what? That might have been the one play I didn't get in on because the juice, but then again, I absolutely might have gotten in on it. We just bet so many bets here, and I've said this before. We bet so many bets on this show that it's like I don't remember what I'm doing.
Bacelis got his 10. That was an easy 420. Let's go.
Good job.
I'll take that. I will take that. Now I just needs 3 to catch the pre-flop.
I did hit the Tobias Harris.
Yep. So good.
Oh, good.
All right. So, Timid, I understand you and I agree. The question they have is they score a lot of their points running up and down based on their defense. When they get in a true half-court game where you're playing players or less, I also worry about the large number of minutes that SGA plays in season, how that's going to be in the postseason. Does that finally catch up to them? Their whole thing is based on Chet and J-Dub having very good games in the postseason. The other factor is who are they going to match up? They match up versus the Lakers. It's going to be a very interesting series. It'll be very kind of similar teams, not a lot of size. But one thing I will say on OKC, I'll just say this. If you haven't been betting, we bet it last night. We'll bet it again going forward. Holmgren has come back, and he is killing people on the block party. He has 11 blocks in 2 games since being back. So over 2.5, over 3.5 is the issue. The question is going to be, can guys make shots when they need to? Your Lou Dorts of the world. Aaron Wiggins is on an absolute tear. He's getting played. They're going to need Aaron Wiggins to be a very solid player. The other player that's also playing really well, especially late, and I think it's kind of gained a little bit more confidence when he was starting, is Alex Caruso. Caruso also has been getting 6.5 point props. So to be able to get that for him, and it's there. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they play, because if Hardenstein gets in trouble, my issue is going to be who are they going to play. If they play Denver, I like Denver. I don't think Jokic, I think, will beat the shit out of him, especially down low. If they play Dallas, Dallas would be also. Dallas set that team up to beat OKC. And if Anthony Davis can come back, it's the same abductor, so there's no reason he can't come back. The only question is, it's terrible. Bucelis has got 12 now. This is now turned into
he's right there for us. He went nuts.
This has turned into the Mattis Bucelis show. And Vucevic is up to 8. He's missed every 3 he's taken, which is 4. So Bulls are actually winning this quarter. That is amazing.
They're only down 37.
Well, they're only down 37. I did take them at minus 26.5 because they look like they quit.
You're within 10. So
that's going to be the question, kind of see who they play. Because if they could get the small thing where they're playing the Kings and they're playing Houston, because Houston looks like a team that's really another team that, yes, they have a big in Sengun, but he also gets absolutely destroyed by bigs. So for everything he scores, he gives up on the other end. So there, I actually did take OKC minus 105. I like them at that number. I kind of want to see people bet the Lakers just so that number can continue to go up and I can get plus money on that. I took a couple flyers on the Nations 4, the hockey tournament for most points scored. You can get some guys at plus 2,000, plus 2,200. We talked about Mark Stone. I took Mark Stone with OKC for the most points. So I definitely think OKC can get to the Western Conference Finals if they can avoid Dallas and Denver.
So we got our last game of the night starting up in about 30 minutes. Is it too early to get a preview from you?
No, we can go through that. Let's
go, because Des Bain is somebody that, you showed enough confidence in him that I went pretty deep into the bets tonight. So let's go.
So we'll start with Des Bain first. Des Bain's the guy I don't understand. He scored 20 points in the last 3 games. He generally shows up anytime they have a decent game. He is obviously the number 2 scorer on this team with him and Jaren Jackson. Jalen Willis, I think, has kind of hit the rookie wall. You're playing a Suns team that has issues. We'll just put it best this way. Devin Booker's fine, but he is not going to be able to stay with Desmond Bane here. I like Bane at the 20-point mark. I love Bane at his rebound mark. Don't understand the line. Absolutely nuts with this line here. Bane has basically had coming off a game, he had 9 rebounds versus OKC, he had 9 rebounds versus Milwaukee, he had 12 rebounds versus Houston, 9 rebounds versus Utah. I really, really like Desmond Bane, and we've bet him in other games before, especially on the rebounding mark. So I like the over 5.5. I've taken that at a plus. That's at even money. I believe I gave it out at plus money now, so it's come down a little. I actually took a flyer on the 8. I gave that out pre-flop already at plus 420, plus 440. I can't remember what I put this morning. So
you put plus 420 at 8 plus at a quarter unit.
Right. So I really, really like that. And if you like the rebounds and you think the points are going to hit, you probably should be on points and rebounds because he's getting a really low number on rebounds. If he gets his higher rebound total, the points are going to be there. I don't have any issue for them to having. Probably going to hit his PRA as well if you want. He's one of the favorite guys I really, really like tonight. I think you're going to have a couple matchup problems on some different guys here going the game. Jared Jackson, I kind of lean to, but he had 22.5 points. It's a number he does hit at times. I kept this there. I gave Memphis out this morning at minus 3.5. So I like Memphis at minus 3.5 in this game. I don't think they have any issue in covering that. The other sneaky play that I did not give out in this thing, and I keep kind of waffling back and forth how I'm going to do this, but I took Zach Edey at over 7.5 points. I think Phoenix is going to want to keep Nick Richards on the floor as much as they possibly can. With that being played, that means Edey gets to get played. Edey's kind of been up and down in different games, but at 7.5, I think it's 2 less points. It should be
official play.
Yes, official play.
So here's the number you're getting at. It went to 7.5. It went to 8.5 everywhere but FanDuel. So that's a minus 124 if you're going to bet Zach Edey.
Yeah,
at 7.5. It's 8.5 everywhere else. Would you go to 8.5 or no? Stay at 7.5.
I think he gets 10. So I'd be fine with 8.5. I actually like his points and rebounds. I took that as well. I got that at 14.5. It's moved up to 15.5. But again, I think they're going to keep Richards on the floor. So I think you're going to have a chance to be able to get that. The other guys I kind of like in this game, like we talked about Jaren Jackson, we talked about Desmond Bane. Couldn't get any John Morant on in this game. I mean, if you want to take his rebounds, I can understand. If you want to take his threes, if you haven't noticed, Morant's not really going into the paint as much as he has to in previous years. He said he's trying to do that to stay healthy. But the other guy we're going to go to the opposite side. We're going to take Nick Richards rebounds at over 8.5. If he's on the floor more, he's going to be able to get rebounds. And if Edey's on the floor, Richards is going to be on the floor because you cannot put basically a small man on him to be able to pick that. Let me see. Is Allen going to play? Looks like Grayson Allen will go. Yes. One guy I don't have, and I was going to ask you if there's anywhere that has him is Bol.
Oh, 0 Bol.
So Bol's been starting recently. Well, not starting. Sorry, he's been coming off the bench recently and getting a lot more minutes. I don't understand. They do this every single year. Bol comes in, finishes out the year, gets close to a double-double most games, and then they get to the playoffs and he doesn't play at all. Yep, Onyx, you got your Beasley. That's good.
Good job, Onyx.
I tailed that on that personally.
By the way, we're going 8.5 on Richards because you can get a 7.5 heavy juice at FanDuel, but we'll go 8.5.
No, I went 8.5 minus 105. I think he gets around 9 or 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I think if he's on the floor more to contest Zach Edey as much as he possibly can, he should have a chance to get his rebound.
All right. So for those of you that want to bet the Nick Richards What? This just came down to 7.5 at DK minus 35. 8.5 best numbers FanDuel. Yeah, minus 105.
It's the Bull.
Oh, that he's in?
Correct. That
Does
he's
that
actually
scare you?
starting at power forward. Does that scare me? No, it's a guy I really want to bet, though. He is going to get more rebounds more than Ryan Dunn, just because of his size. So Bull Bud does this every year, like I was saying. And then for one reason, they get to the playoffs and they never play him. Bull's a very intriguing player with a very interesting skill set. He can hit threes. He can rebound. He can make shots. The issue is he's about 100 pounds. So you stick next to him and Durant next to him, and you've got no size. You've got length. You don't have any girth. So bigger teams can kind of push him around.
All right, I'm just shopping around, seeing if ESPN has a number on Richards. That
MGM's probably the only guy that I think would probably post a Bull.
Bull, I just found him at ESPN. Over 5.5 plus 10 rebounds. Huh?
I like his points too. What's his points?
Do you like his rebounds though?
At 5.5, I would take it. Yeah, if he's starting, he's definitely going to have a chance to hit that.
All right, hold on. 8.5 points, minus 15.
I'd take the 8.5 points. He's one of the guys I was looking to try to play around.
Right, let me see if there's anywhere else that I can find Bull props. The only other place I'm going to look is Caesars. But let's talk about this for a second. So Bull, you would take over 8.5 points.
Yep.
And 5.5 rebounds.
Correct.
All right, let me see if let me check Caesars real quick. See if we can get something at Caesars. And if it's not there, you just bet ESPN. If you don't have ESPN, you deal with it. Bull 8.5 minus 17 at Caesars. That's not as good of a number. You know what? Go check FanDuel. They might have posted it then since he's starting.
Go check. We're going to Santi Adama at over 9.5 points at minus 105.
Okay, Bull 5.5 plus 108. Okay, so his rebounds, the best number I see is at Caesars. If you have Caesars, over 5.5 rebounds. The best points that I'm seeing for him is at ESPN. You let me know if you see a FanDuel though.
There's nothing on FanDuel.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'll put this in the chat. Bull over 8.5 points minus 15 at ESPN. So his points are at ESPN. His rebounds are plus 108 at Caesars over 5.5. So let me get these bets in here. Santi Aldama.
Yeah, he's at 8.5 on MGM. So I'll take that for his points.
Aldama. What's the juice?
Minus 15. No, Bull is at MGM. Aldama's at minus 105 on FanDuel. I'm fine with that. I'm trying to get his rebounds too. 5.5 plus 110 at there you go.
Where'd they open that at?
MGM.
Yeah, I got 108 at Caesar, so not a big difference.
Yeah, no.
Nick Richards, Santi Aldama. Now we're gonna go with the Bulls. So let's talk about this. MGM had his best rebound number.
Yep.
Bull over 5.5 rebounds plus 110.
Yep.
Okay.
So when you look at Bull, basically, you could say, okay, it's not he's not getting the minutes. When he's got the minutes, he's basically being able to hit his numbers. The last 2 games are the only times all this year that he got his minutes. So you kind of have to go to the 2023 where he started to get more minutes. And when he got over 20 minutes, he got at least 5 rebounds each time. You're talking about a Memphis team that's going to shoot a ton of shots from the outside. That's going to lead to long rebounds. Taller players generally get the longer rebounds. So that's kind of where I'm leaning towards this.
Okay. The only other one I got to find is the Nick Richards. And I'm still shopping on a price for Richards rebounds. 7.5 minus 135. The only place you're getting an 8. Would you rather have 7.5 minus 35 or 8.5 minus 10?
Say that again.
7.5 minus 35 or 8.5 minus 10?
From a point spectrum, I like the 10 points the most. So, yeah, I don't have an issue at all.
Oh, Richards is points?
No, Richards is rebounds.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I take that's up to you. Higher probability, lighter juice. But I think he gets 9. So I took the minus 105.
Okay, I'll just split it up. Okay.
I did not want to play the juice there.
Aldama points 9.5 minus 118 is the best number you're going to find. So
yeah,
we'll get that one in, and then we'll go to Richards rebounds. You know what? Screw it. I'm with you. I'll go to the 8.5 minus 10.
Yep. I got a hint on Aldama rebound big night. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting with Bull there because again, I think he'll be on the floor a little bit more there, but I don't mind it at all. I mean, Aldama's a very good player. He's a lot more agile than people think he is. His rebound title is at 6 is the one thing. I mean, not a lot of value if you look at his past games on that number. But again, Phoenix is going to shoot a ton of shots on the outside. Long rebounds tend to happen in that game. So you have a pretty good chance for that. So this is also a game I'm trying to look to see first quarter points, to see what people have. I love how Durant's at 8.5 for the first quarter and Booker's at 6.5. I think that's kind of hilarious.
We find Richards here. What is Richards at ESPN? Richards rebounds at ESPN. 7.5 minus 150. What a joke. All right. So I'm going to split it up. 2/3 of a unit on 8.5, third of a unit on 7.5, maybe a little more than a third of a unit.
And then we're going to go back to the well. We're going to take Desmond Bane to score in the first 3 minutes.
Okay. So Des Bane, half a unit.
Yep. Trey needs 26 to get to 30,000. Doesn't mean he has to get it this game.
Hey, what's the number you got on Bane?
I got minus 115.
Oof. Okay.
I don't think that's oof. Knicks are up 15.
Yeah.
Pistons are at 47. Pasella says 12. That sucks.
Okay, let me go find Bane. Did you see anywhere else offering this prop? This to score in the first 3 minutes prop?
DraftKings probably does, but I've never looked. DraftKings sometimes is some of the most convoluted thing to try to figure out. Like trying to find like extra things or player schedules and things of that nature sometimes are a little bit more difficult to find.
I don't even know how they came up with the first 3 minutes. That's fascinating to me. Let me see here.
It's a quarter of the game.
First dunk scorer, Zach Lee.
So if you want to take like first field goal, they just adjusted that. So first 3 result. There you go. The issue is, okay, there's an issue with the first 3. So the way DraftKings has it worded is first 3 field goal score. That's different than score in the first 3, just to let you know. So you're going to get a better number at DraftKings. However, if they score a free throw, that's not a field goal.
That's a big difference. What's the juice difference?
So Bane's plus 115 for first. That's a 3-point field goal. Okay, that was first 3. Okay, then that's not even there. That's just a first 3. That's not a score in the first 3. So yeah, they don't have it that I could see. It would be, I would assume it'd be in a quick pick. They have first minute
Hey guys, just so everybody knows, big crowd tonight. Let's smash the like button for us. If you like what you're seeing tonight, if you don't, still smash it. I don't give a damn. I just want you to be happy and make us happy. If you're on X, come on over to the YouTube channel that we have here, Nuke the House YouTube. You can catch all our live shows. You can catch our YouTube shorts with bets on them. You can catch a whole bunch of stuff. So again, YouTube, subscribe to our channel. And then DB Gnarly. Yes, Coop just threw a golf play up for the subs in the Discord. So you got that too.
Yeah.
I got a hint on Aldama big rebound night. Yeah, you said that earlier, but we'll see if he hits that. Okay. Memphis and Phoenix, all the plays are in. If you missed any of the plays and you're a subscriber, go to our Discord. That's the other thing about a subscription here at Nuke the House. By the way, Josh Hart needs 1 rebound for us, buddy. He was drawn dead at half. What do you have? Two rebounds, 3 rebounds at half?
Beasley actually got that 7 threes.
Wow. Anyways, $59.99 a month, $19.99 a week. Best live bettors in the world. NukeTheHouse.com. Sign up, hang out with us. We'd love to see you. Okay, so we need a rebound out of Josh Hart. That would be nice.
Yeah, the only issue is they're up like 14. So he's still playing, but yeah.
I don't think that's – I mean, it's 1 rebound.
It's not dead. It's 14 points.
He's out there for another 2 minutes at least. Maybe 3.
Probably a little bit longer. Now they need to actually – Pacers, tremendous interior defense there. Just lets Karl Anthony Towns go there. See, this is where when you look, we talked basketball. We're saying you look at teams and we said, hey, there's – talent on every single team, and you look at some teams, you're like, what is just the main difference? It just Aaron Hart gets an easy layup. I mean, right now the Pacers are playing Olay defense.
I got a question for you. So it's a 41-point lead for the Pistons. Bazelis is hooking us right now at 12 points. Does he see the floor again with 8:45 to play, or is that done?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, he played 11 minutes of the third. He only played 8 minutes of the first half, which was very odd. So, based on his age and his experience, he should see the floor.
Okay.
They're fighting this game there. The downside, what you think is, the Bulls have played 9 guys off the bench already.
The other thing, though, that is a positive is that Jalen Smith. Oh, man. No, he's not in there either. So
he had 5, and he was.
They just set him on the bench. Yeah, I think that we might get hooked on Bazelis, which would be brutal.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's fine. We're having a good night tonight. We're up, and I think the Memphis game is just going to decide how we do. Memphis Phoenix, last game of the night.
That's normal.
Simple as that. We can hang out as long as you want to. We can hang out for another 10 minutes. We can hang out for another 30 minutes. Let me know.
Oh, no, I'm fine. SMU is kicking the crap out of Pittsburgh.
All right, good. We need SMU and Bama. And then I threw Kansas in that money line parlay to get a little bit more. Okay. Alabama's up on Texas by 9 with 4 to play in the first half. So that parlay is looking good so far.
Illinois is only up 3 with 40 seconds to go in UCLA. Kansas State, who we talked about, is tied 60-60 with Arizona. That's a pretty good game. UConn and Creighton are going through the first half. We're under more to the pre-flop of 144. There's 60 points with 3 minutes still to go, so they're probably going to end up around 70, 74. Like we talked about, Bama's up 11 first half. SMU's up 17, 40 seconds to go. Kansas trying to cover 17 and a half is up 14. And then we've got to have some late games. And we have games, of course, we'll talk about tomorrow. So what you think, I mean, I'm going to talk to you. What do you think of Unrivaled canceling a basketball game because the other team didn't have really enough healthy players?
So is this the women's thing again?
Yeah.
I mean,
so
you're asking me about what is this 3-on-3 women's basketball? How many people are on a team?
Well, I believe it's supposed to be 5 or 6.
Well, what do you expect then? If it's only 5, that's 2 people that are down. I mean, isn't this like a startup league and it's shady at this point? So of course, that doesn't surprise me.
It's not shady based on the money. There's probably more money in this than the WNBA had in the
That's
first
not
5
saying much. Angel Reese is playing in this?
Yes.
Oh, wow. What about what's her name from Iowa? Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark's the only one that's not. She says she'll play next year.
Okay. But what do I think about it? I'm not going to watch it, so who gives a shit? All right, you tell me.
So I just think it's hilarious that you had a league and then basically the other team didn't have enough healthy players. To me, that should be a win. It should be canceled. It should be the other team just can't play.
Agree.
So it's a win. To cancel the game and say we'll remake the game, to me doesn't make sense. There's 6 players on a team. You need 3. So now you can sign players when players get hurt. So you would have thought they'd been able to somehow be able to field 3.
Hey, hold on a second. Timeout. Josh Hart with his 5th ever 30-point game. But more importantly, he got us a double-double, my friend.
He got the double-double.
Oh, I love it. That makes me so you swept the game. You swept the next game.
Yeah, that one well. The other game, not so well. The Bulls game, not so much.
But we had the other game that you smashed, so we're doing good. We're fine.
All right, so we've talked about DB Gnarly. Is there? You can bet it. It's under. You got to go to All Sports Basketball, then it shows right up. Just same place you would bet awards or NBA futures. It would be right there in FanDuel or DraftKings. The best 2 teams are the Owls and the Laces. The Laces are the team that's had this injury issue. So
the who?
The Laces.
The Laces.
Yes. And it was funny because they started off as the best team that had it. So everyone was going, oh, God, very odd that the Aces are the number 1 WNBA team and the Laces are the number 1 unrivaled team to start off. So you looked at this team, but I basically told you 2 weeks ago that it's going to be the Laces versus the Owls in the finals. It's really not even going to be contested whether it will be or not. That's most likely what it's going to be, barring an injury, of course. And there's some players, but most of the players that have had injuries just got knocks. So it shouldn't be anything that basically really kills one team. The Owls, I gave that out at plus 300. They're 8-0. They're winning games by an ungodly amount. It's not even really competitive. The Laces are 4-2. Their 2 losses came to the Owls. So
how long are these games?
What they do is they play a Elam score plus 10 after the 3rd quarter. So if one team is up 52 to like 25, the finals is 62.
Okay.
If so, whatever the end of the 3rd quarter is plus 10.
Okay.
So if you're winning 3 quarters, it's theirs. But they play full court, so they're from a basketball perspective, it's kind of interesting to watch them move the basketball. It definitely wouldn't work in the NBA because guys are just too fast. If you layup line after layup line.
What up, Jermaine?
Players get it back, but yeah. So
real quick,
very odd that a game got canceled and the other team just said we'll make up the game versus just.
All right, we got Gerardo on Memphis -4. He's also got the over in the Memphis Phoenix game. D Money's in the house. Chiefs Kingdom, not good.
I'm going to announce the Knicks are going to win this game. They're up to 18 points with 2 minutes to go. So
you covered that one. Put it on the board.
Yeah, we'll take another one. So.
I don't think they trailed at all in the game. Like not 1 second.
I think they did at one time in the 1st quarter.
Really? Because I tried to get in on that too, and I never saw it again.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
They did trail in the first?
They did trail. When you look at the shot chart, they definitely there's definitely a time they trailed. They were actually leading for 3 minutes.
Oh my God, dude.
So the Pacers were up 7-4. Well, they Pacers are up 5-2.
I got to play you something. I got to play you something. Okay. So, SMU tonight,
Yep.
we're on the money line, right? That's fine.
Yep.
SMU student section tonight. Now, just so everybody knows, Nico Harrison is at the game. Who is Nico Harrison? Nico Harrison is the general manager of the Mavericks. Now, SMU is in Dallas. Here is the SMU student section tonight, Fox. Fire Nico chants. Nico chants at the SMU game.
So what do you give the validity of the rumor that basically we have a major league situation going on?
No.
You give zero validity to that.
Or they're trying to sell the team, so they're tanking and sell their best player? Who the fuck comes up with this stuff?
Correct. It is hilarious.
Someone with an IQ of 3. By the way, you kept saying, oh, the trade is good. And I told you Anthony Davis can't stay on the court. This son of a bitch is Mr. Glass. This will go down as one of the worst trades in the history of the league. This will set the Mavericks back a decade.
I still don't think so. One, it's the same injury he just had. He just re-injured the same injury. It's the abductor, which, by the way, LeBron went out the end of the last game with the
good job trading for a guy that already was hurt, too. The guy that's always hurt, that was hurt again, you can pick it. Wait, you trade for him like a week after he came back. You know what, Fox? You and I will just have to disagree on this one.
He missed like 5 games in the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, guess what? He's about to miss a lot more than that this year and probably going forward. The dude is falling apart.
Prior to 2022, he was always hurt. I agree with that. But this trade was done for the playoffs purpose only to match OKC. If they win a title this year or next year,
they're not going to. They're not going to. He's going to be 32 before the playoffs start. Next year will be 33 year. Who knows if he plays again? Adductors can always just go off on you. And then the adductors down there by the bottom of your abs and stuff like that. It's a brutal place to have an injury.
It is. And the one thing you'll sit there and say, though, as he was playing Saturday before he got hurt, that team looked great. That team looked exactly what we thought they would be. They looked great. They looked better than what the Lakers looked versus Utah. Okay. Playing a better team. So it's a question of whether he comes back. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm not saying it's there. I still sit there and say, I still don't think there's a guarantee. A set left of LeBron says, I'm going to play again for X number of years come the summer that Luka looks around and signs, especially if they have an
That's fine because I got the better player for the next 8 to 10 years in his prime.
He's a free agent and you have nothing else to offer him.
Who?
Luka.
Luka's coming back. Luka is staying in Los Angeles. Luka can make more money being a Laker, even without his salary, than anywhere else in the league.
But he doesn't want that. He's a very private person.
Well, he's
not a guy that is on a ton of commercials.
I guarantee you, he's going nowhere. There's no way he's going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. I'm not buying it. They don't make that trade if he's going. So if they don't know that he's going to stick around,
I think 80% you're probably right. However, I still think the question of how they play ends this, and I think the question of what LeBron tells him he's going to continue to play is going to matter.
You don't think he's going to come back one more year to play with Luka to try and win one more championship?
Yeah, but you're not asking Luka to play for one more year. If Luka signs a 1 year extension,
Luka's going to sign long term.
He already has that.
Luka's signing long term.
Luka could sign his extension this summer. He still has another year after that.
Yeah.
So if he signs it, okay, that's fine. But if Luka looks around and says, "Who am I playing with? Dalton Connect, Austin Reeves." These are guys I'm saying, okay, I'm going to win a championship.
There's no way that the Lakers are going to blow this. That organization's done this too many times. They're going to build a winner. They're just going to.
They've cheated for years. So,
No. How did they cheat?
go look up Lakers tampering and look
Oh,
at how
tampering?
many.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody tampers.
Not as much as they have done, especially through the years. I mean, they tampered with Kobe Bryant to tell Charlotte that it's not a big enough market for him. I love Kobe Bryant as a person, but I have zero respect when a kid actually ever said that. I was like, that's just an absolute joke. So anyway, but before we lose the viewers on my dislike of the Lakers.
Hold on. You think we're going to lose viewers on the dislike of the Lakers after you talked about girls 3-on-3 basketball? We're at a peak tonight, right now.
It's about winning. And if you have an edge in something, I won 45 units in the WNBA last
I'm
year.
looking forward to tailing you in the WNBA this year. Don't tell me that more people want to hear about some 3-on-3 league. What was it called? Unrivaled?
Yes.
Okay, great. I learned something tonight. Did you place any bets on these games?
Yes, I placed the bets and I placed futures.
Where are they? Where are the bets in the chat?
The games are on Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
Okay, so I'll be on the lookout for some teams I've never heard of. And what is it? The Shoelaces and the Owls?
The Owls are going to be a guaranteed. They're a parlay piece every time.
Okay, and then the Shoelaces.
We're probably playing them with Rose or Vinyl this week. The Mist are the team to absolutely complete.
The Mist?
The Mist.
I gotta look at these things. Hold on a second. This is ridiculous. I can't believe I've sunk to a new low. But you know what? It's going to be a good bit. And if we can win money on it, I'll start tailing our guy here. Because there's no way these lines can be accurate, right? Like, how are they doing this? Give me a break.
And quite frankly, we generally parlay two together, and our numbers have been very nice.
Okay, we got the Shoelaces, the Mist, and the Rose. Yeah. The Lunar Owls, the Phantom, and the Vinyl. The Vinyl. All right. First of all,
Vinyl's the weirdest team name.
The Mist, the Rose, and the Vinyl. Get rid of those three. The Phantom, total badasses. Lunar Owls. Okay, I'm fine with that. Throw Lunar in front of it. The Shoelaces, the Mist. Come on, man. Yeah, we got to rename. Nobody's watching this stuff unless you rename these teams.
All right. So you want to think the girls' minimum contract for Unrivaled is $144,000.
Yeah.
That's the play a month and a half of basketball.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's leagues going out of business sooner than later.
There's so many stars that are in this business.
But there's only 5 people or 6 people on a team, so they don't got to pay a lot of people. Oh, here we go again. Can we talk about the Lakers, please? Please, anything Lakers. I don't even talk about Dalton Connect. Anything with the Shoelaces.
We're on Memphis minus 3.5. We're on Desmond Bane's rebounds over 5.5.
Is that game underway? Almost.
Yeah, it's about to.
Thank you.
He's at 7.5 points. We're on Bull at points and rebounds.
Thank you, Austin. Thank you. We needed an interruption. Again, I mean, I was almost about to go as Pete Rose going to Hall of Fame or LeBron versus Jordan. I was very close to going there to get us away from what we were just talking about.
I'm very well rounded.
I've never met a bettor that bets more things than you. I am fascinated. So Suns all night? Question mark. What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I'm taking Memphis. I'm taking Memphis minus 3.5. So the line's moved to 4.5.
We're all over Bull. Bull's. I love Bull when Bull plays.
Yep.
The Nuggets could have used him, but he was a punk out here, and they got rid of him.
Yep. So it'll be different. Bradley Beal will not go tonight. Martin will not go tonight, and Mishix will not go tonight. So with Bol also coming off the bench, this is what a lot of teams fail to see. This is what I talk about when we talk about winning and losing basketball. Guys like to take a guy who's doing well off the bench and move him to the starter. The only thing he generally does when that happens on a lot of games is he stands there and watches the traditional starters shoot the basketball, and he just basically gets scraps. Where when he was on the bench, coming off the bench, playing with bench guys, He got more touches. He got more plays on the ball. The team actually was better because the scoring actually improved from the bench. You look at what the bench is going to be for tonight. It's going to be Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, Ryan Dunn, and Mason Plumlee. Oh, probably Damian Lee, because Damian Lee's been playing well. So that's going to be your bench. That's going to be a very interesting bench. Memphis's bench is definitely going to outscore the Phoenix bench every time they go to the bench.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. has been great. I'm waiting for him to come back from injury here. I like Bull. I've always he has intriguing talent.
Love Bull.
He's fluid. He can hit some threes. He's going to move around. He can play defense. The only issue is if someone actually wants to take him down low, if he doesn't block it, he's going to get shoved under the rim every single time because he's about 125 pounds soaking wet.
All right, buddy. Let's talk about tomorrow's slate because we'll be on tomorrow at 7 Eastern.
Yep.
We got the Spurs and the Celtics. I'll be interested in seeing what you're on with the Wemby props. You hit it last night with the blocks and steals. We've got that. That's an interesting game to me. The Pistons and the Bulls again. Like, really? Do we have to watch this again after what just happened?
Well, I mean, you were going to watch Utah again, who just got beat by 25.
I mean, we got to watch we got a 68-point win here by the Pistons, and we got to watch this again tomorrow? Come on, NBA.
Well, here's the thing you got to understand. We talked about the NBA All-Star games getting ready to start. This is notoriously the Wednesday, Thursday game, a day off for any All-Star.
Okay, so keep that in mind when we're betting tomorrow, obviously. Yeah. We have the Heat and the Thunder. So are we going to be on SGA over 11.5 in the first? Or are they going to keep it at 10.5 juiced?
Since Chet's come back, he has not hit it.
Okay, then we're not going to do that. I'm glad I brought it up. Bucks Timberwolves, Kings Pelicans, Lakers Jazz, like you just said, we got that again. Blazers Nuggets. Huh?
Bol for 3. Blocks Zach Edey. He has a turnover. He's got 2 offensive rebounds. 2 rebounds.
This is starting off great. This is starting off great tonight. Bol's got 3 and 1 in the first minute and 15 seconds.
Yep.
I mean, 8.5 points, 5.5 rebounds is what we're on. Just stay on the court, kid.
It's going to be don't get him fouls and rebound the basketball.
Dude, he got 3 rebounds in the first minute and 15 seconds. That's insane.
I'm trying to look to see if FanDuel's going to post a double-double.
Now, where's our boy Des Baines got goose eggs in the first 2 minutes? Come on, Desmond.
Well, we've got John Moran and Jalen Wells taking the only shots.
Hey, question: Is Bull's presence going to affect Baines rebounding tonight?
That's the one thing I worry about. Yes.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But the Suns are going to miss a lot of shots. So.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Come on, really? Jalen Williams are going to decide to try to take all these shots now? Let's go. What's going on?
All right, so let's get into our college bets here. We got a SMU Bama money line parlay. SMU up 14 over Pitt at the half. I threw Kansas money line in there. Or actually, it was like minus a couple points, so it wasn't as bad a juice. What's going on with Bama here? I'm trying to find the Bama game. Yeah, they're the game's not over.
No. There you go. 80 rebound.
What the hell am I missing here on Bama?
Find Desmond, so he finds Jaren Jackson for the dunk. All right, we're gonna have one chance here.
For what? We're gonna have one chance for what?
To get the it didn't happen.
Bama's up 18, so the parlay is looking really good in college right now.
Bain does not take a shot in the first 3. Bull hits another shot. He's got 5.
All right, so we'll make it up with Bull tonight. Hopefully, Bain will get going.
Yep.
And okay, Bull. So we got a Fire Nico chant at the SMU game in Dallas. We got Bull starting and going bananas in the first 3 minutes of the game. And then we got some baseball. We'll talk some baseball tomorrow night. I'm going to get my boy Spader on, the ace of Spader. So I'm excited. I'm starting to dig into baseball now. It took me about a day after football to say, okay. Then today I started reading about it, and I'm looking forward to the season. I really am. After March Madness is done, I'll get into it.
So you're looking forward to the season. So basically, Dodgers over 104 wins.
Okay.
I mean, that's it. Unless that team gets hurt, they're just going to run roughshod. That's the only thing I don't like. I mean, I love baseball. I really wish baseball had a salary cap and it was a fair.
See, but for years we had teams that were just not the biggest payrolls getting there.
Yeah, you get those one in there, and you know what? You know what's done? The money has become so astronomically over in some of their games.
Arizona. So here, now last year, the A's were picked to be the worst team in baseball, right? And I'm saying to myself, there's no way they're losing that many games. So now the White Sox are picked to be the worst team in baseball, 53.5 wins. 53, you can actually get a 53 out there.
Well, they kind of traded almost everybody, so it's not.
Well, that's what I'm like. I like usually taking over for some of the worst teams because even if they win 54 games, that's what, 54 and 108. That's still 108 losses. The problem is that this team is worse than the A's team before last year started. I mean, there's nothing.
You're going to go to a youth movement tremendously on the White Sox.
And they're going to trade people too. They're going to trade a lot of guys, like any veterans during the season.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of guys left. I mean, you look at their
Roberts there. Andrew Vaughn is there. Roberts there. They brought in Rojas could get traded. Benintendi could get traded. You know, at this point,
Andrew Vaughn's in his fourth year. I wouldn't say that's a massive veteran. He's been playing for about realistically playing for about two.
Yeah, for about 2.5 years. All right, so we'll take him back. Talkman can get dealt. This team is awful, man. And I'm not going to bet them to only win 52 games, but
Benintendi will get dealt.
That's the worst team in baseball. And then you got the Rockies. The Rockies at 60.
All right. Hold on. We'll have a thing. Just because you named it, can you name one of their starting pitchers?
For who?
The White Sox.
Yeah, I mean, they got a couple of good ones. Jonathan Cannon is probably their number one. You remember Jonathan Cannon from last year? Didn't they bring Perez over there too? I think they brought Martin Perez over and Jonathan Gannon. And outside of that, then I can't name anyone, but I'm pretty damn sure Martin Perez is there, and I know Jonathan Cannon's there.
Correct. Cannon's there. He was the rookie last year.
Okay. So yes.
And Perez was there. Davis Martin, Drew Thorpe, Sean Burke, and Bryce Wilson.
That's bad.
All right. Can you name their closer?
No, that's where you start. That's where you start losing me, man.
Great pitch at the deadline last year, and a bowl with another rebound. Gus Varlin.
Who?
Gus Varlin.
Are you sure he's going to be their closer?
He's listed as their closer right now.
Okay. Well, that's not good. Here's the team that.
It could be Justin Anderson, who had an ERA of 5.
Here's who you're betting the under on. The Colorado Rockies are losing more than 102 games this year. I'm sorry. This is such a
to do that in Colorado.
Huh?
It's tough to do that in Colorado because you just get a bunch of guys who are strong and
yeah, but they can't pitch here. And then you got to face the Dodgers, right? So they got a decent division. All right, Herman Marquez comes back. If this guy is any good, he gets traded after the first couple months. Austin Gomber had a nice year last year. Friedland, I should say. There's Senzatella and Feltner. I mean, if everything went right for this team, everything, they could win 72, 75 games. But
this is the year of Jordan Beck.
This is so bad.
Jordan Beck's great.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he can do anything here. This is just a bad baseball team. So that's another team that I would at least look at. The Marlins could be pretty bad. The Angels could be pretty bad. How about the Cardinals? You think the Cardinals are winning 78 games this year?
I mean, basically, I think the Marlins are going to be better than people think.
Okay.
Alcantara should be back this year.
That's the big one.
Max Meyer is still there.
Mm-hmm.
So you still got two there. Ryan Weathers and Edward Cabrera has been solid.
Cabrera.
Calvin Fosher, or whatever you say, it's Fokker or whatever his name. It's okay. But it's not a great closer. You got a lot of ex-Orioles guys who are going to be in the field. Connor Norby's going to play. Kyle Stowers is going to play.
I like Connor Norby too. He was with the Orioles. I like him.
Correct. Jason De Los Santos, he will have a better look there. You got to remember he read the minors and home runs. He's going to play some time at designated hitter. Jesus Sanchez is still there, but I mean, that's a strikeout or a home run. And then the other guys are there. So I think with pitching, unless they trade away those guys, their pitching could be a little bit better. Drew Thorpe could be their best pitcher if he comes back from injury. Correct. I agree with that. From a Cardinals perspective, you lost Paul Goldschmidt. If I respected Arenado is expected to be traded. It was talked about all through the winter and so far hasn't happened. You still have Mason Wynn looked pretty good last year. He was pretty solid. Jordan Walker will be in his second full year.
He's got to get his shit together this year.
Yeah, Alec Burleson was a nice guy to be able to play. Newt Bars has a potential. You should get Mike Ciani. Whether he's going to live up to the hype will be interesting. But, I mean, from a pitching perspective, you got a lot of names. You got Sonny Gray. You got Eric Vetty. You got Mikolas. You got Steven Matz. Helsey's always he's the Billy Koch of this generation. Throws it 101, 102 miles an hour. Has no idea where it's going. But he could be a solid closer. Jojo Romero is highly thought after as a setup guy.
All right, I'm going to wrap up this baseball thing real quick, Fox. And I love the breakdown. And tomorrow night, I think we should talk a lot more baseball because we'll have a full NBA slate, some college basketball.
Did I shock you that I could actually talk baseball?
I mean, you were reading the depth chart, aren't you?
I'm reading the depth chart, but I know these guys.
Okay. All right. Listen, you know a lot about a lot. So I'm very confident in your baseball acumen, and hopefully we'll be betting some of this stuff. But I want to bring a couple things up, okay? First of all, Grizzlies Suns. Des Bane, we need him to get 6 rebounds. Some of us need him to get 8 too. He's got 2. Nice.
Yep.
5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Love it.
Yep.
Bull. We need him to get Bull. We're halfway through the first quarter. We got him at over 8.5 points and over 5.5 rebounds. He's got 7 and 5. He as was a Gerardo in there that said Bull bowling. Is that what's going on? He's Bull bowling.
Yes, yeah. He's Bull bowling. He's definitely Bull bowling. Memphis has the lead. It'll be interesting, but this is what we talked about. Can they second unit here? I mean, right now they're keeping Durant and Booker playing with the second unit. As soon as they start to go to this in about a minute and a half, does Memphis really start to pull away on a lead here? Because there's like nobody.
Why doesn't Bull play more?
I ask this every single year. He comes in, he gets her like 10 and 7, 10 and 8. I was like, all right, makes sense. Should play. He can hit the 3. And then they get to the playoffs and they don't play him. The next year starts and they don't play him. And then he makes that one start. Aldama for 3. There we go. Let's go. And he just doesn't. I mean, he's been with like 5 or 6 teams. And he just never gets that full look.
Oh, by the way, you're right. Aldama has 6. I mean, we're off to as good a start as we could ask in this Phoenix-Memphis game. And we're going to get out of here in just a minute, but damn, dude. I'm just looking back at tonight. When it's all said and done, if this Memphis game continues to go the way we're going, this will be a big night tonight. Great job, Foxy. Great job.
Yep.
Big fan of what you did. Now, tomorrow night, again, got a lot of NBA games that we'll be talking about, that we'll be covering and betting. We will talk some Major League Baseball.
Thomas got 8.
Beautiful. We do have some college basketball games that we'll see if Foxy's on any. I mean, the St. John's story is amazing. 9th in the nation. Rick Pitino's brought them. I mean, this is amazing. They're at Villanova. I think that'll be an interesting game. The Oklahoma-Missouri game. Duke is hosting California in a massive ACC showdown.
You are not talking about the best game tomorrow.
Okay, hold on. Now, let me get out of the top 25, and I'm going to tell you exactly what he's talking about, okay? Let me guess. Bradley is in action tonight or in action tomorrow or no?
They are.
They are. So it's got to be Bradley.
Yes, Bradley's playing the Salukis.
Beautiful. Are we taking Bradley again?
Yes, most likely. I'm just waiting on let's see if one guy is going to play.
Okay, very good. Well, great show tonight, buddy. Hey, I want to remind everybody, smash the like button on the way out. Cash Bowl rebounds. What a way to go. What a way to go. Foxy. Bull, put it on the board. Watch, this is what Bull gets. I mean, he's going to make us all the money tonight. Anyway, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. If you're on X, come on over to YouTube. We got YouTube Shorts. We got bets every day, analysis, best bets, picks, predictions, everything you need. Hey, will you throw me a bet in Discord in the morning so I could cut a YouTube short for it, pal?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Yeah, I mean, you always got good stuff. Great job, Fox. Gerardo says the same damn thing. Oh, boy, this has been a fun one. This has been a fun one, Foxy.
Bull to get 20 points and 10 rebounds is plus 300.
20 and 10? Oh, boy. Where's that at? FanDuel?
He's got 7 and 6. You can even take him 15 and 15 for plus 500.
Oh, boy.
Hold
on. Let's see what you're getting me on here. One more bet before we leave. So what would that be under? Player combos?
No, featured, and then live player props featured.
Okay. So Bull to get 20 and 10 is 3-1. Do you want to bet that?
I bet it's small, but I'm really interested in 15 and 15. I think that has a chance since he has 6 rebounds already. He's probably going to end the half with 10. And it's probably a higher chance of him getting 15 points and getting 20 points.
Cool. Let's go.
I'll take that for a quarter unit. Well, that's my last official play. It still gives a unit plus 500.
Yeah. All right, that's awesome. Good show tonight, pal. I'm going to go get some dinner, watch the end of the Kansas game, hang out with Case, and you go do what you're doing, eat your steak with your ketchup. Again, we learned a lot about each other tonight, and that was not the best thing I've ever learned about you. For Foxy, I'm Kush. Nuke That House.